Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the DELL Singer Online Showdown 2021. And of course, the tournament is sponsored by DELL Gaming and Singer Sri Lanka and energized by Red Bull. We do have our peripheral partner Logitech for all your peripheral needs as well. So this is the DOTA2 Grand Finals taking place between Sara Kollo and SÖlan Esports. And joining me for the cast is none other than Nightblade. Hi,
Hey,
man.
hey, what's up? What's up?
Not too bad. Two teams. I mean, Sara Kollo, obviously known in the country for being at every final possible. If they play a tournament, they are in the finals and most probably the team to win. SÖlan Esports, not so much. They are, even though the players are pretty old school, they are a new team, a newly formed team technically.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you think their chances are since they did beat Sara Kollo in the upper bracket final?
Yeah, so I think they have something to prove here, I think. So now that it's a best of 3, they have to prove that they're the better team in this match.
Yeah.
And I feel like they have a chance since they did beat them in the upper bracket. I don't think they had any cheese threat or anything like that. I think they beat them fair and square, and I just think they played better, honestly, than Sara Kollo, which is very surprising. But yeah, it is something that happened, and now they just have to, I think, prove themselves in this finals and show everyone actually that they're the better team.
Sadly enough, we are no longer the only team to beat Sara Kollo in
Yeah,
Sri Lanka. Not anymore.
not anymore.
It took what, 3 years, 4 years for someone to beat Sara Kollo?
Yeah, I mean they're a good team. Let's just
Yeah.
yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
And they beat, like, if SÖlan Esports managed to actually take a series, that's actually proving that things are going back to the way it was, where there is not just one really good team, but there are like one or two good teams that are there. Because
Yeah.
there was a time there were two or three teams which were always contesting for the number one spot, but over the last 3 to 4 years, no, actually more, I think 5 years, last 5 years, I think it has always been Sara Kollo with that top spot in Sri Lanka. So it's really good to see another team actually giving them a run for their money.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be very cool for the players, especially the new players that are here.
Yep.
Players like Mitsuki and Bora, those two players being kind of new to the scene and new talent,
Yep.
basically, as well as obviously 24. And he's also been one of the key assets to Sarakolo, being that
Yep.
in that offline position. And I think all this new talent can experience all these tournaments and show what they're worth, basically, because we've seen 24 play so well in all these the past tournaments, and now SÖlan Esports have brought a team with I think 3 new players. And while I say this, the draft has started, so I will be shifting it into the.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, and I mean, like, most of these players, right? Like when we were at our peak, we saw a lot of these players coming into the scene, and the development in their skill over the last so many years has just been insane. Because I think one of the biggest problems in Sri Lanka is that a lot of players who play Dota, they get stuck in this certain level, say, ancient or legend, or even actually going up to divine, and then just getting stuck there, not able to win tournaments, not able to go anything beyond that. But I think these three players are a good example that if you actually put in the effort required to learn something from your games on a daily basis, you can reach that level that you need to go to. Especially because I think there is so many divine players in the country, but when it comes to tournaments, I don't see the same output, like the results of being divine as a rank, but the tournament output is not there. I'm not divine. Yep. The easy insta pickers are there against the centaur. Oh yeah. This lane is really going to be tough for the centaur, and I don't think SÖlan Esports should have opened with the centaur, or rather they should have at least banned the Ursa again, because they're not playing against a team that is basically a team that does not know how to counter or does not know how to play a lane. Like these are really good players. Yeah, yeah. Last ban. Yeah, true. Early. Yeah. I think for Mirana is very underrated, just because of the amount of impact that you have in the lane, right? You don't do a lot of harass in terms like A would be a better harasser in the lane, but Mirana is someone who can. If you're not if you don't see the Mirana in the lane, it already puts pressure on the mid lane and on the lane that you're in as well, because you don't know where the arrow will come from, and he is able to farm the neutral camps as well. You get a few clarities, arrow the camps, and you tend to get a decent amount of farm as a position 4. Not all position 4s can insta kill a creep without taking any damage from the creep wave, so you keep yourself healthy while farming as well. And reasonably good harass. I won't say it's bad, it's still decent because of the range and the attack speed that Mirana has, even without having to use leap. It's pretty decent, but against this lineup, I don't know. Ursa A, I think they are running into trouble here. uh, yeah.
Eh, Abdul, Abdul, can you turn on any disk?
Lost you there for a moment. Uh, Abdul, are you there? Ah, yeah, okay. I lost you there for a moment. I didn't hear the last entire entire few sentences. Yeah, so basically they have banned out Timbersaw, Slada. Timbersaw is probably one of Shauban's or 24's favorite offliners. He's really good on that hero. And then Slada also. I think Timbersaw, Slada, Mars, they are all very much offlaners, and they are all heroes that 24 is extremely good at on this offlane. And Mars, of course, being a meta pick right now, I think we see a Mars almost in every professional game as well, in the top tier one games as well. So I think decent bans coming out from SÖlan Esports, but whether that much attention should be given to 24, just on 24 itself, there is the next question. Meanwhile, Sara Kollo banning out the Medusa again, very standard meta pick, extremely strong. You give Medusa a couple of stacks, and she comes out with the eggs and Manta, and it's very hard to kill her. But yeah, and then yeah, yeah. So Oracle is decent. It can save someone from AA blast, the damage output that is going to come out from AA blast during a fight. But of course, the heals won't work. But you still have the magic negation with the second skill. What Fate's Edict? Yeah, Fate's Edict, and then False Promise to follow up to that. And I think Sage Meister with this Earth Spirit. I think if Earth Spirit is always open, that is like a given that Sara Kollo is going to pick it, because Sage Meister loves this hero. If it's open, it's the only hero that he will play, and he's really good at the hero as well. Hmm. Yeah, but ooh, So now we know that the Earth Spirit is going to be 4. Or I mean, can be a mid Earth Spirit, but I haven't seen Mirza play Earth Spirit mid. he can he yes. Mhm. Yep. Oh, I love the entrance of the Void Spirit. The animation is pretty cool. And yeah, so that will be most probably the mid. I don't think there is safe lane Void Spirits anymore, so it's 100% going to be a mid Void Spirit. This gives Sara Kollo the chance to pick up a count, and Mirza giving him a good lane is always a good option on Sara Kollo. Like Paradox on a even in a losing matchup, he's extremely good, and you're giving him a winning matchup, he destroys the lane. So that's the level of skill that he plays at, and probably I think the best player in the country right now in terms of rank and skill, and one of the oldest right now in the community as well. A lot of experience behind him. Yep. Yeah, there's no burst damage, right? Yeah, because as soon as yeah, because after Sara Kollo picks up 1 or 2 BKBs, there is nothing that SÖlan Esports can do right now with the draft that they have. There is no physical damage as such to talk about on the side of SÖlan Esports. Void still might be an option. But again, Void also runs into the problem after Chrono and after his BKB goes down. Like, where is the damage coming from? Because still, even with a Void on SÖlan Esports, if he doesn't get a really good Chrono, especially on the Ursa or maybe Ursa Earth Spirit, that would be ideal here. But if you don't, they're still running into trouble here. I think Pierre would probably be the better pick. I think for sure. Yeah. Give them the late game as well. Like. Mhm. What can they pick up here? They can't go for anything cheese. Like, I mean, Slack would have been good against the Axe, but with the A on Sara Kollo, there's no way that Slack can run into that lineup. And then I really don't like it.
I think it's okay.
Especially against
it's all right. It's all right because what you can do because you have such a normal hero like Void Spirit that can pick up the Yules. If you want to siege towers or anything, and Juggernaut wants to most likely wants to spin and hit the tower, right? So what you usually do in those situations is if Axe calls, you use the Axe.
You
right?
use them,
Yeah. So there is a person that can pick up the Yules there just for the Axe and for the Juggernaut. But Juggernaut is gonna run into some issues because AA kind of counters his healing ward quite a lot.
Yeah.
And
the reason that I didn't like the Jug was actually because of the reason. One thing is obviously Axe, and the next was actually A and Axe combination against the Juggernaut. I feel like it's a bit too strong. If the Axe lands that call, I feel like Jugger dies every time.
Yeah, but
and then
if you have the Yules, I don't think so. But yeah. The Yules
then
is very
we
important.
do have TA on Paradox. We are in for a treat, boys.
Yeah,
this guy and his TA signature hero. I think Storm Split TA would probably be his signature heroes, and he's really good on this hero. There's no question about it. Like, he knows the ins and outs of this hero and the potential and the limits that he can push the TA to. So we're definitely in for a treat, and I feel like this mid lane is in the TA's favor for sure.
Yeah, agreed.
White Spirit is going to have a tough time. He's definitely going to have a tough time, but I mean, a couple of rotations, Mirana coming in lands a good arrow, can help out for sure. And the other thing that they're lacking is a sure stun, right? SÖlan Esports doesn't have a reliable stun right now,
Yeah.
other than maybe
I'm
Oracles for
actually
skill.
I'm
or
actually pretty
Ether.
confused now. Usually Bora would be the one playing offlane, but Mitsuki is playing the centaur, so I'm a little bit confused right now. Maybe they swapped roles. I think maybe just for this game, but let's see how it plays out. I guess.
Yeah. Anyhow, introducing the teams. We have been talking a lot about their names, but let's get down to introducing the teams. So on the side of Sara Kollo, we have 666 or Satan. On the position 1 Ursa, we have 24 or Shauban or Green or whatever you all know him by as the offlane axe, and then Paradox, the cheese ball on the mid TA, and Sage Meister on his signature Earth Spirit, and Hockey on the A.
Yeah.
And
And here, we can see that they picked the wrong heroes, which is why I was so confused. I'm not.
they're swapping it out.
Yeah, I'm not sure if how the rules are, if they can restart or not. But we'll have to see what the ref says here before we carry on with the game.
Okay. Yeah, because in captain's mode you can't swap heroes,
Yeah,
right?
you cannot swap heroes after you pick them.
Oh.
So I'm not sure.
Was there a new thing that was added?
Yeah, it's not new. It's not that new, but it was added a while back. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I've been out of it for a long time.
Yeah.
They picked the wrong. Oh, you didn't see it. What?
Yeah. Let's see what the refs say, and then we'll probably continue with the game. So until that, we'll just introduce the players here. So on the Radiant side, we have Ara, we have Sora, we have Mitsuki, Nothing to Lose, and Electric Sport. And you can do the dial, Sachiko.
I just did the dial.
Oh, you did? I actually didn't hear you. I was too busy reading the
Chat.
Yeah, the chat.
Always some sort of entertainment in Sri Lankan Dota for sure. Something happens. Something or the
There's
other.
always something.
Always something, there's a minute thing. But I think over the years it got a lot better, the community. I think we had a lot more issues. If I remember right, we had a lot more issues back in the day.
Maybe,
But-
yeah. I guess best
but
because
to be
we were
fair, I think the
all
rules-
younger. One that's one thing, that we were all younger, a lot less mature back then. Now we've matured a little bit, at least. We hope we've matured a little bit.
And now the rules are actually, to be fair though, now there are more rules actually
more rules that
restricting
are,
the players, right?
yeah, and it's being enforced a lot more rather than before, where there were rules but nobody really cared about them. But these days rules are being enforced, and they are very serious offenses.
Very serious about it, yeah.
If you do break the rules. So that also has helped the maturity level, I guess.
I mean, we have like now there are people who actually get permanently banned from tournaments, and not just a tournament, like lifetime bans have been issued. So advice: do not break the rules that are set. I mean, those are there for a reason, to make sure that good sportsmanship is kept during the game. And I think that's another reason that, like I said, players have, it's a lot less the issues or the drama that comes along with I mean, it's a general thing, right? Any sport that you take, you will have drama, you'll have conflicts and all that. And Dota or esports is no different in that terms. You still will run into those. But I think the community has definitely got a lot better over the years.
Yeah, and looking at this game, Sachika, just based on the drafts, who's your money on?
Draft and team both, I think Sara Kollo right now. Game 1 at least.
Yeah.
Because another thing is, I didn't see the winners bracket match, right? The winners bracket final. I didn't see the winners bracket final. So I cannot speak for SÖlan Esports because of that. But I know most of the players on SÖlan Esports. Ara has been around for a really long time. He's someone who has gone internationally, managed to coach international teams, has a lot of experience and a lot of knowledge about the game itself. And I I have spoken with him about the game itself, and when he talks about the game, it shows that he has a lot of knowledge and a lot of small things that he thinks about the game that we wouldn't think about. So he's someone who is coming into the tournament with a lot of experience. And then Mitsuki, I have seen him play. He's insane. He's absolutely insane. He's a really good player. One of the best new players I have seen. And then Bora as well. I think you and I first saw him at Play Expo or SSCG.
SLCJ, I
SSCG.
think. Yeah, SLCJ.
Yeah, SSCG, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And Bug is insane. I mean, we saw him. He was on a carry, I think. Or was he on?
No,
He was on support, I think.
He was on offlane.
He was on offlane at the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
I think Beastmaster or something.
Yeah, Beastmaster. Yeah.
Beastmaster, right? Yeah. So I remember him, and like it that was, I think, what, 4 years back, I think.
Yeah.
4 or 5 years back, and at that time he left an impression, and obviously he has improved a lot more over the
Yeah.
years now, and he's definitely a force to be reckoned with. So having said all that, though, Sara Kollo still, man, like, how do you bet against this team and the draft itself, right?
Yeah.
I feel like the draft, they have the lockdown that is necessary, and I feel like the Jaga isn't going to be doing a lot.
Yeah, so everyone, we will be going for a remake now, just to pick the heroes correctly. I think they made a mistake in picking the heroes, and the rules allow it. So we will be making the lobby again, and everyone will pick the heroes correctly this time, hopefully.
hopefully.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's a grand finals as well, so I think we want to have this match played rather than just played it properly, rather than people picking the wrong heroes and going along with it.
Yeah.
So it's always good to have a actual game, right? Like,
yeah. We want the games to be close here. We want the games to be exciting and close. So
we don't want we don't want to stomp or
we don't want to
or
stop.
a or a TI4 level.
Yeah, we don't want a TI4.
TI4. We don't want a TI4.
No. I mean,
holy, that tournament actually sucked.
All respects to TI, but we're not even close to that. But I think
that was horrible.
All Dota players know what we mean. Death Prophet Pugna pushing mid lane.
Oh my god, that was so bad. That was so bad.
Not fun to watch, for sure.
Not fun to watch at all.
Must have been fun to play though, just stomping people by running down mid.
Yeah.
I think that would be really fun to play. But
yeah, for sure. I mean, we would be, I mean, if we had the strat at that time, we would be playing it all the time during rank, right?
And
but for people who were watching, it wasn't entertaining.
The really cool part about that tournament was the Chinese bought it from China, that whole strategy, and nobody really knew about it until the tournament came. Like, nobody was playing that deathball strategy. Like, there were deathball strats, but it wasn't as bad as a newbie just coming and walking over everyone. So
that was. Oh,
like
they came from the lower bracket. No, but they came from.
No,
I think they came.
I'm not sure if they came from the lower bracket or not, but yeah.
They came from qualifiers. But there was something, because they came from. Oh yeah, they started at the bottom of the group, right?
Yeah.
They came from the bottom of the.
Yeah. They were hiding strats. They were hiding strats.
Hiding strats. Yeah. And they actually had a strat. Now we have winners like OG who does not have a strat. They pick whatever the hell that they want and just.
Yeah, and they're losing. They're losing now. I mean,
these days, yes. I mean, come TI. We have.
Yeah. And I think we're just waiting for the games to, the lobby to open now.
Can't I see the?
I don't think the lobby has been made yet.
Okay.
Far. So we're just waiting for the lobby to be made. And then we'll get right to the game.
So, just to get an update, by the way, what is happening in EU? Is it a 3-way tiebreaker now?
It's a 4-way. It's a 4-way tiebreaker.
Oh my lord!
I think it's
because
OG.
Nigma lost.
Yeah, OG, Liquid, Secret, +1. I can't remember the fourth.
Nigma?
No, was it Nigma? No, I don't think it's Nigma.
No, that
maybe
it is because
is it Nigma?
Nigma, right?
Nigma.
Yeah, because Nigma lost to Tundra.
Yeah,
right?
Tundra. Yes. That's what made this whole thing happen, because they lost to Tundra. Yeah. And now, I think the fourth place in that tiebreaker will be eliminated. Eliminated.
They had to come through. Yeah,
from the upper division, and the first place will be upper groups, I think.
Yeah.
So,
and I think you need to be within the top 3 to get an invite, direct invite to TI as
No,
well. I
no,
think there
no.
was something
TI. So
right.
it depends on how many points each of the teams got. Now, since Nigma lost the game to Tundra, they have to win the major to make it to TI. Otherwise, they'll have to come through
Through open qualifier.
open qualifiers. So
Doesn't
now,
OG have the same problem?
no,
I feel like
I don't think OG can come anymore. They have to come through open qualifiers now.
I mean, they've been coming through open qualifier.
True.
The first year.
True.
I still have faith in OG, man.
Yeah, me too. I'm an OG fan too, but we'll have to wait and see. Not really loving their performances so far, but I know, yeah, you have to keep the faith, Anna came back after a long time. Maybe he's not used to the meta. Something. Who knows?
Who knows? We might see a Jerax comeback as well. Hopefully,
Ah,
the OG squad together in OG.
no, I'm not too sure about that. I think Jax has made his statement very clear, saying that
He's done with Dota.
he's done.
I mean,
with
here,
Dota. Not with Dota, with professional.
professional Dota.
Yeah.
He's made enough money for.
Yeah, basically made enough money for himself, and he's happy. And just trying to see what's happening exactly with the lobby right now. I don't think it's being made yet. I see the players on the menu just waiting for the lobby to be made, but I don't think they're in the lobby. So I think trying to get into contact with the refs now. See if the lobbies are being made. We'll have to wait and see. Right now there's no way for us to know whether the game is up or not. Just have to wait and see.
Abdul didn't need to join the lobby, I think.
Have you seen? Can you see the lobby?
Yeah, it's on AP. You'll have to search for an all-pick lobby.
AP, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, I found it.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
You create the channel and I'll join since you have cam control.
Right. Okay.
Done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Be good. Okay. Finally back to the game. How close of a game do you think this will be, though?
This
I
honestly,
feel like
this doesn't feel close. This just because of the picks, the drafts.
Yep.
It looks a little bit iffy for SÖlan, but SÖlan can pull it off. I think if they execute their combos well, they have the center stomp into arrow with the follow up. It's there. It's there. They have potential. It's not like it's the worst draft ever, but I just feel like Center's lane is going to be so hard that they might not have any sort of initiation other than the Void Spirit. So Void Spirit's lane has to go good, but now Void Spirit's lane is hard as well. So they're only relying on Juggernaut, and you can't really rely on a Juggernaut for the mid game. So
yeah, I mean we saw how like Juggernaut is not the strongest pick right now. He's a decent pick. He's not one of the strongest carries in the meta right now.
Yeah.
And you need a lot to make him work. Or he's a good supporting. How do you say supporting core? I think like you need a better core to carry the team, right?
He's not a supporting core. He's pretty strong. But the thing is, he just comes online a lot later than
yeah.
most people.
You need.
Yeah.
I think center or the White Spirit has to have a really good game for this Juggernaut to work.
Yeah, they need to make space for him, and this TA against Void Spirit looks bad already, and Ursa against Centaur. So right now the lanes look very, very sad for SÖlan.
Yep. Who was drafting for Sara Kollo, by the way? Was it Paradox or Hockey?
I'm not too sure. I mean, since we were not in the drafting stage, I did not manage to see it.
I think it should be Paradox because he was drafting the previous time that these guys played together as well.
Yeah.
Because I think majority of the reason there is, I think Hockey himself has been not in the scene in the sense he doesn't play as much as he used to.
Not as much as Mirzab for sure. Not as much as Paradox. Yeah.
And Mirzab plays at a very high rank, and I think he has a better understanding of the current meta right now.
It's gonna be interesting, this game. We see
Definitely.
the wards already placed down by the Dire team, so they have good vision of any rotations happening through the safe lane or any rotations happening towards mid from the top lane. So this Mirana is gonna be hard for this Mirana to land arrows unless she goes through the jungle.
That is right. So it's going to be. So we have a lane ward on the side of Radiant offlane has placed that lane ward. This is a ward that I really like, but I feel like uh, right now I feel like I was a really big fan of this ward a couple of patches back, right? Now I would probably place it so that I can see a pull or a rotation coming in from the Roshan pit side or through the what do you call the outpost, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, but it's not bad, right? Because you have a Mirana, and with that vision, Mirana is able to hide in these trees and able to harass quite effectively when he needs to. But
Yeah,
if I don't think Sara Kollo is going to be allowing that though. That's the thing.
So that's the thing. I think this ward is just to scout for where AA is at all times. So if he's not behind the Ursa, he's probably either pulling the wave, sacking the wave, or he's trying to harass. So this ward is I think it's mostly for that, so Centaur can keep pulling the creeps back and getting as much as he can, but not really being in trouble for like a pull. And Mirana.
So Mitsuki, they're actually going very aggro on the Axe. Axe falling out really low. Juggernaut with the Blade Fury harassing the lane already. So I think this is a way to go to in this lane, right? Because the Axe is not going to take what do you call counter helix at level 1. Jug just came into the lane, immediately started attacking the Axe and going aggro in him.
I mean it's okay. Axe is probably gonna get level 2 before him if the creeps die, which is probably gonna happen. Which means that Axe is gonna have a big kill opportunity, and they can dive the tower even if they really want to with this big creep wave. So Juggernaut needs to be careful this lane. As soon as Axe is gonna hit if he got
they're actually trying to go on Axe again here. He is stunned up by the Oracle, and the Blade Field is going to come out. Axe falling out really low, down to around 100 HP. He might actually go down. This might be first blood on Showdown. He does use the call. He is serving for the timing. He does have a salve. He is going to pop it. It gets cancelled. One more right click, and it is not going to be enough.
No, he used the Q. Yeah, he used the Q on the Juggernaut there. But they did expand quite a bit, and Mitsuki is gonna be able to take this under tower and farm here, or he's just gonna hold it, I'm guessing. It depends on how much regen they really wanna use here for this creep wave. But the bigger this creep wave gets, and if Axe gets his a salve or gets some regen, then they do need to be careful on this Juggernaut. But Juggernaut is looking kind of fine for now.
Yeah, and the Axe actually, they don't have another salve into the lane, so you do have 4 tangos left on Sagemeister, which he can pull to Showdown, but right now Axe doesn't have a lot of regen.
Yeah, and this mid lane looks pretty even for now. Paradox opting for 2 points in refraction and no melts against the Void Switch for now, and I think it's gonna be a kind of a farm trade until Paradox gets a few more levels, and then Void Switch is gonna have a little bit of outturn.
I think you take Meld at level 5 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he actually not even at level 5. I think you take it off at around level 7. I don't know how the TA is played right now, but previously it was 3 points in refraction, 2 points in side blades, and then you go for your alt, and then only you get a point in Meld.
You could change it up since it's a melee hero here, and you just want to do more harass. That's why he. I think it's just preference at that point. I think.
Top lane, Centaur seems okay for the time being, at least. He's got a few losses under his belt, almost even with the Ursa, but Ursa does have a full wave under his tower right now.
Yeah. I think it's going to be alright until Ursa hits his level 4 and boots, and then it's going to be a lot easier to start piling up these stacks on the center and actually making it a threat to him.
Yeah. And Jaga actually doing reasonably well, but he is out of regen. And so is the Oracle, so they need to get some regen down. Meanwhile, the Axe has managed to get himself another salve. More tangos left on the Earth Spirit, but the lane for the Jug is going a lot better than expected, at least for the time being.
I think Juggernaut's lane is anyway going to be good. It's going to be fine. He's not in any kill threat in this lane, especially with an Earth Spirit. They don't really have anything to counter the spin. And Oracle is there to always, heal and save and, root. So there's a lot of ways.
They're actually trying to go on the Axe again. Axe does use his call, but I don't think this is going to be enough. Oh, nice play by Sagemeister there, kicking the Axe away. And oh, the burst is going to be enough from Ara there. That is going to be first blood falling. That is the Earth Spirit, but he did at least save his Ko, who was in a bit of a sticky situation there for a moment.
Yeah, and that was very nice play coming out from Ara there, knowing when to go on the Axe, knowing that the Earth Spirit was pulling. He's not able to help his Axe, and then the end result is resulting in a kill. And we can see in the top lane here, the Ursa is getting pretty much free farm, more or less free farm. And they're just pulling the lane as much as they can on the center. So they're just avoiding confrontation for now. But when there was confrontation, I think the center and the Mirana played it very well. They landed the stuns into arrows a lot. And they got a lot of harass on the Ursa before he got any stacks on the centaur, which made it a big deal that the Ursa couldn't pressure the center in the lane.
Yeah, look at how bad mid lane is for the Void Spirit right now. He's doubling. He's doubling the CS right now.
Yeah.
So
he just needed a few more levels on TA to kind of wreck this lane. Just because it's a melee hero, he kind of doesn't have a standard chance in this lane.
yeah. Meanwhile, just give me a second.
Yeah. And in this bot lane, we see this Axe. He's just trying to get as much farm as he can. He might go on the Oracle here. We see the roll coming in from the Earth Spirit. They're going to remove the Battle Hunger with the Fortune's End, and he's gonna be fine. So Fortune's End proving very useful against the Battle Hunger in this lane. Sagemeister is just gonna keep pulling this lane and for the Axe, and they're gonna just trade farm in this bot lane on Mitsuki and as well as the Axe. Meanwhile, on the top lane, we can see the center is gonna get harassed quite a bit by this Ursa. Ursa does pop a salve. They might look to go on someone, but Satan opts not to. But
he was thinking about it, but he might have actually gone down in return because he was not full HP, and you still have to worry about the centaur stomp into the double.
That might have been a go, but
now
that might have been a go. Hockey got a good chilling touch off onto the center with the stomp. That could have been a go, but Satan wasn't ready for it at that point. Meanwhile, bot lane, Shaoban gets low once again. I think they decide to go on him, but he did survive.
To be fair though, I think the lanes are going a lot better than expected for SÖlan Esports. Other than the mid lane, which is an absolute destruction right now. 54 last hits to 33. The TA is level 7. We have actually he has at least got the EXP required, so he's also level 7. The Void Spirit here.
Yeah, but in return, TA has stacks to go to, which is a big deal, and this Void Spirit doesn't really have much. We might see a rotation in this top lane here. A might be falling here.
Oh, nice arrow from Nothing to Lose there onto the A, and that is going to be another kill picked up by the Void Spirit. Giving that kill to the Void Spirit, so important after having a battle. Meanwhile, the Ursa gets stomped up by the centaur, and he gets pulled in by the Ether Remnant as well. Ursa manages to Earthshock away, but is it going to be enough? A couple of more right clicks, and this is going to be another kill going in favor of this Void Spirit. So Void Spirit with that recovery, double kill for him. This is exactly what needs to happen. Since the Void Spirit was having a bad lane, he needs those skills, he needs to make those rotations. Meanwhile, bottom lane, the Juggernaut is actually trying to go on the Earth Spirit, but Earth Spirit does manage to pop a stick, and meanwhile, A joins the fight as well, and the call onto the Juggernaut, and they will get the return kill onto the Juggernaut, but no, the heals coming out from the Oracle, they're keeping the Juggernaut alive for the time being. Meanwhile, Sagemeister falling down low, a couple of more right clicks away, and he might actually go down here, but Oracle does not have the mana, and the Earth Spirit will be able to get away for the time being, and now it's going to be Ara who is on the back foot there, but with that engagement, no one actually goes down.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. I mean, the Oracle top plays by him.
Top lane. Bora in trouble here. The Ursa is actually going to go. The creeps are blocking him, but it is going to be enough. But now the Void Spirit joins the fight. The Ether Remnant misses completely, and the Ursa is going to back away for the time being. But they lose the tower for that.
Yeah, and I mean, that was a good solo kill. Ursa did need that for sure. He was kind of needed to dominate his lane, but mid lane we might say go here on the Mirana.
Arrow
missing the arrow.
So does the Ether Remnant.
Yeah, but they almost he almost actually just solo killed that Void Spirit there, the TA. But I think Void Spirit is playing very good game. He noticed the time that when Paradox was going for the Ancients, he understood that this was his only chance.
Look at where the Earthshake. I mean, sorry, the Juggernaut is. Mitsuki is in a lot of trouble here. Caught in between three heroes behind the tier 1 tower, enemy tier 1, mind you, and does get culled down by the axe.
Yeah, I mean that was. Oh, I mean, might say another kill here onto the Oracle. Oracle's gonna get slowed up. He's gonna try and heal himself, but Axe is running in. They might
Should
not
be okay.
He might
Are they
be able
going to
to
dive
catch
this?
him. Yeah, they might dive
do have
this.
another roll. Yeah, yeah.
But they
They're
have
gonna
Cull
dive
here.
this.
They have Cull here, so they're just probably gonna dive this. Oh, miss, but he's gonna be fine. Cull landed that.
But yeah, Hawk is also there, and he's just saving the call for the time being.
Yeah.
And going to use it in the end. So now the Juggernaut is chipping in. He does not have Omni Slash. The Juggernaut does get called up by Shauban, but the Mirana is here for the fight as well. Axe falling down low. One more right click, and he does go down to the Starfall there. Actually, the Blade Fury. And now the Juggernaut is in trouble because the Ursa has joined the fight, and he will go down. So that is a trade-off of that core in turn for the Axe there. Not entirely
Very
sure if it's
bad.
worth it.
Very bad.
Yeah.
Juggernaut just dying twice in a
In a
times,
row.
Yeah, he's not gonna have a TP to go back to the lane, and he's not happy with that for sure. He didn't want to die there. He got a kill onto the Axe, but he's not happy with dying there for sure.
Yeah, you're missing multiple waves. You're back to base where you're not doing anything, and not having a TP to get back to that
Meanwhile,
creep wave
mid
is
lane,
going to hurt him a lot.
Paradox. They're gonna go on Paradox here, but Earthspit is there to go in. Nice.
They might actually. Oh, meanwhile, in the backline, Void Spirit actually manages to take out the A. They are trying to go on the Void Spirit. Void Spirit does not have another Astral Step ready. Oh, the melted the damage. The urn is there on him, and it is
Oh,
going
the roll!
they roll the arrow to follow up, but they do manage to get the kill on the Void Spirit, and they might actually be able to clean up this Oracle as well. The TA is on the hunt. The boulder is going to be there, and that is going to be a double kill for Mirza. What a play by SageMeister there, keeping himself alive while keeping that Void Spirit stun locked as well.
Yeah,
That is a good roll by him.
yeah, good roll. Gets the Void Spirit kill. Punishes the Void Spirit for playing so aggressive. And they're gonna get this mid tower too, which is a crucial tower in this game. Giving it like this is not really that good at all.
Yep. To be fair, there's nothing really that they can do about it, because without the Oracle and the Void Spirit, you're going to try and defend that. You're going to get mauled down, right?
Yeah.
Because the TA is really fat right now. She's level 12. Just picks up her Desolator as well. She's extremely fat. And with just one roll, they would be able to bring down almost anyone. And Jagger with combination of center wouldn't have been able to do a lot to defend that tower.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but the whole point was not to take a fight in that mid lane so they can transition the. But we see him in the top lane. We see.
Oh,
them going
A
in.
blast to follow up as well. The call is there onto the center falling down low. Meanwhile, Void Spirit trying to clean up that kill onto the A. They will get the kill on the A. Center falling down low. He does manage to TP out, and the stun. Or he cancels the TP and he's going to go on the Earth Spirit here. Earth Spirit will get taken down. That's another kill for the Void Spirit, double kill. Now the TA wants to join the fight.
Oh.
The Desolator wrecking through the center so much. And will they be able to get more here? The Fate Seeding is going to be there on the TA. TA for still fighting for the time being. He's going to turn around, go on the Oracle. Oracle, one more hit, and oh my lordy, the damage onto that Oracle as well. Mirza joining the fight, manages to clean up 2 kills there on the center and the Oracle. Decent, I guess. I mean, one core, one support on either side, and it was both. I think all the kills were in favor of the 2 mid laners. So
Yeah, I mean,
think it was
all in
decent
all,
enough.
that was very good for Sara Kollo, just because the Ursa was busy farming bot, got the bot tower, and they weren't able to get any objectives on the side of the Radiant. They did get some damage onto the mid tower, but it was. I feel like in the end that just that entire trade-off was Sara Kollo favored, just because of this Ursa free farming in the bot lane.
Yeah, and Ursa actually does pick up his Battle Fury now as well, so his farm is going to increase significantly. Meanwhile, Juggernaut, after the laning stage, he hasn't really transitioned at all. Like, I mean, he's pretty poor right now, especially because he died twice in a row, because he does not have his Maelstrom yet. He's not going to be farming fast at all. He's level 8 still, pretty far behind comparison to what Sara Kollo is bringing to the table.
Yeah, and they want to go for this mid tower, which is the AA getting caught in the mid lane.
Oh,
He's gonna
A
fall here.
blast. They
And
might actually be able to get the return kills here, because the TA is around the area. The Sonic Trap is going to be there. They are not going to be able to follow that up though.
No way. The Earth Spirit wanted to get a roll and kick someone back, but that was not possible. And they do get a free kill on the AA. They didn't transition it into any tower objective, but I think that getting the kills like that is what will buy time for this Juggernaut to sort of come back.
Yeah, because they need to buy time for this Juggernaut. He now picks up his Maelstrom, so now he actually does have something to farm with rather than just right clicking creeps forever. So he has a one stack here, going to be trying to clean it up. I think it will take a lot for him to come back. I think they need to at least buy him another 5 to 10 minutes at least, I think.
Yeah.
Because this TA now has picked up the Blink Dagger as well. They immediately smoke. They will be heading into that jungle on the Radiant side. And I think Centaur will be the target that they're looking for. Mirana, obviously, with the leap outs, will be able to get away.
Oh, Mirana breaks the smoke.
Oh.
Nice smoke break. Nice smoke break by the Mirana.
Yep.
Positioning himself so that he breaks smoke. Very well played by the Mirana. And they failed the smoke just because of that.
But the center is still around the area. He needs to be careful. Now the ward gets. They had to send it down previously, so that ward is going to be immediately dewarded on the Radiant side. So they're not happy. Going to be happy about this when the ward does go down.
Yeah, and we see Oracle just body checking Roshan. A little bit scary against an Ursa, but just body checks the Roshan. And
Let me go into this Roshan pit where there is an Ursa who can kill me with a few hits.
Yeah, anyway, Ursa is going to be able to farm quite a bit here. He has his phase boots and Battle Fury.
So another smoke, mind you, they have smoked up again, and we do have a haste rune bottled up on the TA. So this time around, they won't be able to get away. But meanwhile, Whitefield goes on to the A, and the A will get taken down. But meanwhile, the call is going to be the on 2 here from Shaum on there. Massive call, and they will be able to clear out both these kills. Juggernaut has the Omnislash, will be able to clean up the kill onto the axe here. But he will go down in return, but the Oracle with the save, with the false one, keeping the Juggernaut alive, and now the Earthsplit is going to be in trouble. Sagemeister manages to kick him back, keeping himself alive for the time being, managed to get the rollout. And Tia trying to go on the backline here. Oracle falling on row. Ara pretty low. Do they have a dust on him?
No,
there is no dust. There is no dust.
That last hit was very close to getting that kill there, but all in all, very nice.
The Juggernaut is good. The sentry. Just getting out of it, but now the Moonlight is going to run out and Mirana falling down low. Centaur gets a stop on Paradox falling out really low. He needs to be careful. He does get the reflection now. It's not going to be enough. He goes down and meanwhile the Earthsplit will go down as well. This is
A blast kills off the Juggernaut in the end there. Nice snipe coming in from Hockey there.
But all in all, it's really good for SÖlan Esports.
Yeah, it was good for SÖlan Esports. They kill off the TA. The TA was rampaging through this entire Radiant lineup, and they finally put a stop to Paradox's, all of his plays.
Reign of Terror?
Yeah, his Reign of Terror, you can say. And Centaur getting his Blink, getting his Vanguard, he's starting to show some items here. Void Spirit gets his Yules. Now that's a big item against the Axe here, so they can finally start making plays around the map.
Right now, I feel like SÖlan Esports are in the driving seat. This is just until Ursa joins the fights, right? Because Ursa really hasn't been a part of any of these fights.
Yeah.
And he has been freely farming away for the time being. So Ursa is going to come out with Sanjan Yasha, Battle Fury, and maybe even an Aghanim Shard. No, not Shard, wait. Ags, no? What gives him?
The Shard.
Shard.
Yeah.
With the Shard as well.
We see Void Spirit going on to the Ursa in the bottom lane. We have the Yule Scepter into the Resonance.
Centaur is coming in as well. With the stun, he does prop the enrage. He is going to be able to walk away.
Yeah.
Because they do still have that bottom tier 1, so they are not going to be pushing, or rather chasing the Ursa down.
Yeah.
Bit scared to chase
they
him
don't
down.
really have any silence to sort of go on the Ursa there. Imp Claw being picked up by the TA. Very nice item for the TA here.
Yes. This is going to hurt. The first hit, especially on someone like the meld hit on Oracle, Void Spirit, anyone right now. They are going to either die instantly or drop down like core HP.
Yeah, and we see a smoke coming in from the Radiant team here. Everyone's getting ready to take a fight near the Roshan pit. They feel like this Ursa wants to play in this area since he can take Roshan easily. We see the Essence Ring being picked up on the Ursa as well, mid lane.
Void Spirit just gets scouted out.
Yeah, he just shows. I think they wanted to do a smoke play, but then after a little while they decided not to, and they just all revealed themselves everywhere. We see Arrow hitting onto Paradox here, but not really doing anything, just picking up that Arcane Rune for now.
Yeah, and right now I feel like I feel like I want to change where my bet is at right now. I feel like SÖlan Esports does have a really good chance here.
Yeah.
If they can survive, if they can get some farm on the Juggernaut is still.
Ursa looking for a kill as well here. Hockey gets
They pop the Moonlight now. They actually want to fight this now.
It's a little bit hard right now. The Moonlight has
Roshan is going to go down so fast.
The Arrow is going to scout this for sure, but Roshan it's going to die in a few seconds here. I mean, A goes down, but this doesn't matter. They have Roshan. Paradox picks it up.
Yeah, that Roche went down really fast. It
Yeah.
looked like a neutral camp. I mean, an ancient camp at that point, I
It
think.
really did. It really did. And we see Vambrace being picked up. Nice item as well here. So Sara Kollo getting quite a few nice items on their side. Meanwhile, on SÖlan Esports, they get the Philosopher's Stone for the Oracle. They get the Imp Claw
Jug
for the
has the.
Juggernaut. Yeah, Imp Claw.
Yeah.
And there's a Dragon Skill as well for the Centaur.
Decent. I think both teams have managed to pick up some good neutral items, but we still haven't witnessed a full-on team fight. I think that is going to set the pace for the next few minutes of the game. The next
Yeah.
team fight will decide how the game is turning. I feel like, because the next team fight, whichever team wins, is going to get a lot done here, because just because of how much, like, both teams, I feel like on that tipping point, they need that push to just take the game away. And I
Yeah.
think the next team fight is going to be key.
Yeah, and we see with this Aegis, it just seems like they're gonna try and super push a lane and just go together as a team and just try and get one of these T2 towers and try and take control of this outpost.
Look at how farm the Ursa and the TA is.
Yeah.
TA has BKB now, and the Ursa has Sanjin Yasha completed with Battle Fury. This really up there in the net worth, because the Juggernaut is 2k behind the Ursa and around what is that, like 4k behind the TA? Yeah.
Yeah, Juggernaut has to come back in a big way. After he gets Manta Style, even it's not really enough for him to be able to kite the Ursa. He needs Manta Style plus one item for him to start being useful.
I think he goes Cardi here, right?
Yeah,
Or AC.
Scotty's okay. I don't think you go AC. I don't think AC is item. I think Scotty's okay.
Yeah.
But I actually, it's like everything is pretty. It's not really good.
Mid
He has to-
lane. Mid lane, the Ursa actually got gone on by the center, but now he wants to turn around. Stampede is going to be used, so now they don't have Stampede. If anyone gets caught right now, they will look to push with this. We already see the TA acts, everyone invading the enemy jungler right now.
And when they start, they can easily control this and take the top tower just because they have Aegis, and it's very difficult for the side of SÖlan to even contest this with the heroes that they have. So we see Void Spirit looking to go for that Aghanim Scepter, doesn't have it yet, has it in 1500 gold, and they really don't want to fight before that. I feel like they have to hit their timings here on the side of SÖlan before they take a proper fight. So I think this might be a free 2 towers here for Sara Kollo if they're looking to wait for this Aghanim Scepter on the Void Spirit.
Did you see how confident that Ursa was? Tier 1 tower in that lane is still there, and he's behind the tier 2 tower in front of the enemy tier 3 farming the creep wave.
Yeah, and you can see very well played by this Jug and this these cores basically on the side of the Radiant team, just farming on the enemy side of the map, understanding that probably the entire team is top, trying to get that tower. They're showing themselves as well, so make sure to get as much farm as you can, because you are trading off a tower for this, and they might even look to go high ground here.
Yeah, because the BKB is picked up on the TA now. He has an illusion rune picked up as well. This tower is also going to fall pretty fast.
Yeah.
They need to fight this. The center does have the Blink Dagger and Crimson Guard picked up now. The arrow flies out, does not latch on to anyone. Oh, the double stomp onto the TA and the Ursa. The Void Spirit jumps in as well. But I don't think they will fully commit here. They just want to keep them at bay.
Yeah, they're just gonna wait for the next replay. We see Paradox
Oh, the
picking it.
TA Oh my lord! Was there an Oracle?
There wasn't an Oracle. He got deleted.
Meanwhile, they actually jump in onto the TA. Might go down here. The A blast flies out onto all three heroes there. And meanwhile, the TA does go down his Aegis for the time being, at least.
Yeah.
I think that's decent. They lost Oracle for the Aegis. I think they're okay. They're happy with that.
Yeah, that was a good initiation coming out from the Centaur as well as the Void Spirit there, making sure that they had to get back. They didn't even use much. They didn't use Omni Slash there, which is I think the biggest reason why they got back, because they didn't want to face the Omni Slash when they were low already. We see a DD. So this might be in the next 2 minutes you'll probably see an engagement somewhere. And meanwhile, we see the TA looking to go for her Daedalus, has the Crystallis ready and bought, and on the Radiant side, we see them smoked up and going. They might look to go on top of the triangle here. We see the Void Spirit going in. He might jump someone here, jumps the A, tries to go on the A. A blast is there, but misses everyone. AA does fall. We see the Ursa trying to turn onto the center, and meanwhile, the Mirana gets gone on, but there is going to be a false promise onto the Mirana, but the Oracle does get one hit. Meanwhile, Earthspade rolls, catches the Mirana, Mirana's going to fall here. Meanwhile, in the backline, Ursa going in, tries to look for the Juggernaut, tries to look for the center. Center gets the blink out, and this Ursa, will he spot the TP from the Juggernaut? I don't think they can do too much about it anyway, so they are going to get out. Meanwhile, Ursa finds the center, doesn't have any stun to take him down. Yeah, you left for a bit there.
Yeah, my connection resetted the usual 12-hour reset on the connection.
Yeah, but we just had a
I
pretty...
should have probably done it before the game.
We had a pretty good fight here on the side of Sara Kollo. They got the Oracle. I think they almost got the Mirana, but basically they fought them, they won the fight, and they got the T2 tower in the bot lane.
Yeah, they're just building on the lead that they have right now, cleaning up the jungle, controlling the enemy jungle, cleaning out the last remaining tier 2 towers. There's just one left. This middle tier 2, I hear it now. It's so clustered in one place. It's like a bottleneck of everything that is going to happen.
Yeah.
It's like one of the worst places to fight, I feel like.
Yeah, the vision is hard to get any sort of vision here for both teams. Yeah. And if Dire gets a good ward, it's a very Dire favored fights, I feel like. And yeah, we're gonna easily get this tower here. Now they're gonna just probably wait for the next Roshan, which is gonna spawn in a minute and a half. So not too long. Don't have to wait for too long either. So BK Daedalus might be finished by then on the TA. Meanwhile, Ursa going for the BKB. Going for the Basher now, and the Axe is going for a BKB. I don't think the Axe will get it by that time, but the Ursa, he might get his Basher in time if he farms up a Storm in the next 2 minutes with Roshan.
I think it should be okay, and I feel like no team, both these teams are okay for the late game as well. I think it's an even fight when it goes towards the late game as well. I don't think one team is heavily favored to win the late game. But having said that, I think SÖlan Esports might be the better late game, just because TA tends to fall off. Like, you get these massive items on the TA, and that's about it. He does not, like, he gets those items really fast, and then he just stops scaling afterwards, right? But that's a maximum that you will be outputting at any point.
Yeah, that is true. But I think the difference is in judging late game heroes is whether the player knows how to play that hero in the late game. And I think since this is one of Mirsab's one of his core heroes, he'll know how to play around the fact that TA does drop off and Ursa does fall in the bot lane. I think it was I think it was what was committed there, Omni Slash? Yeah. Omni Slash was committed in the bottom lane to kill the Ursa there, yeah.
A decent pick off. They get a D-board out as well. So I think it's key that the two supports on SÖlan Esports just stays well away from the TA, especially the Oracle. It was one meld hit to bring him down.
Yeah, he's dead in one meld hit most times. Yeah. And now TA does have a haste as well. I think he just wants to... Oh, we see the...
Oh, the call onto an illusion that was.
Yeah.
I got very excited until I realized it was an illusion. Good God.
Nice bait, but Paradox does get his Daedalus finished now. Oracle, meanwhile, was showing in the bot lane. No, he does not care. He was showing, killing creeps with his E, trying to get his... he's trying to get his halberd as fast as he can to try and combat this TA.
I mean, SÖlan, the Juggernaut managed to bait not just the enemy team, me as well.
I mean, you can see it's blue though, Sashika.
Exactly.
I don't think that's more about your eyesight than anything.
Oh my God, a call, and then I'm like, what happened to the hero?
And here we see smoke coming from Sara Kollo here. They're looking to take a fight now with this Daedalus pickup on Paradox. And Sage Meister has his Yules as well, so they have a lot of control for the upcoming team fight. Hawkey needs to get a good A blast. I mean, so far his A blast hasn't been too good. He's been the one getting picked off at the start of many of these fights. So
Mirana does get spotted out. Call misses. Mirana gets a double leap off. He does have one more remaining. Battle Hunger trying to TP out. Should be okay. The roll also misses, and he is gonna be A-okay.
Yeah, the roll was a bit too far away. Can't really get him even if he gets the correct trajectory. So he's not going to be able to get that kill onto the Mirana. So another failed smoke attempt by another team here. I think all the smokes from either team have not really resulted in anything good so far.
Anything at all.
Yeah.
Actually, right? Yeah, none of the smokes again like didn't they? But I
Yeah.
think
Even
yeah,
when
none
you
of the smokes.
even when you disconnected, it was SÖlan that smoked into Sara Kollo and lost. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, so it's not really working out for either team here. We see Earthspirit rolling in, tries to look for someone. Void Spirit and Centaur are there. Will Earth be able to catch either
Oh,
of them?
yes. Center
What?
might get caught here though.
Yeah.
He is there. The roll latches on. The Moonlight Shadow is going to be there. He's going to get dusted up. He's all alone. He does have Stampede, but the
nice
use.
nice use.
And he's going to go down. This is a dead center. And this, with that, they might actually try to look for something. They might go back into Roshan. Roshan has still not spawned.
Yeah.
Why can't I see the Roshan timer? Isn't it
It's going to
short?
spawn in a few seconds here, and they're probably going to run towards it right now.
Yeah, we can already see them making their way towards that Roche pit. And yeah, it does spawn, so they do have. I think it's going to be a free Roshan. There's no way that SÖlan can contest this without the
No.
center because you
Yeah.
you need that initiation. You need the center to get at least 2 heroes in that storm for them to be able to contest this.
Yeah, and Center did not opt to go for a halberd, which is why the Oracle is going for it. I feel like Center should have gone halberd, but it's okay. Agnum Scepter is still good as well as the Crimson Guard. If he does get this Agnum Scepter though on Center, it's gonna be very helpful on whoever gets initiated on by Sara Kollo, because it's basically like a save, and you save all your teammates. So it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. Let's see how it works out. I actually would have liked the halberd a little bit better, but yeah. Let's see how.
Yeah,
this
the damage reduction is definitely good against the lineup that the Sara Kollo has, but like you said, Halberd, because the Oracle will take time to get it, right? He's not going to get it
Yeah.
anytime soon.
Yeah.
He does have money for the Sanj though, so I mean, fairly close, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Not-
because of his Philosopher's Stone mostly, I feel like.
Yeah.
So that's why they opted for the Centaur not to go Halberd, just because of the Philosopher's Stone. But let's see if he can get it in time, because if he doesn't get this Halberd when they're pushing high ground, it's gonna be... They're gonna kind of regret not going for Halberd on Centaur here.
True. And in the meantime, they are looking to push this top tier 3 tower. Looking to go high ground. The tier 3 tower is extremely low, just sitting on 500 HP. The TA should be able to clean it up with a couple of hits.
And they have,
So-
I mean, they have Aegis on TA as well, so they
Yeah.
did manage to take Roshan that time, and they do get the tower. We see
Oh.
the glyph being popped on the Radiant team.
Oh, 41 HP tower. It's going to get glyphed up. Not really going to do anything.
Yeah. Just delaying the
Maybe
push.
should have held on to it.
Just delaying the push a little bit. Oh, we see Ursa
Oh
jumping
my
in.
god,
The
first hit bash.
Another bash onto the Void Spirit. What a lucky guy this guy is. And we see Paradox jumping
Plus
in.
and oh my, wait, what?
Nice.
Where did that melt hit even come out from?
I'm not. I think it followed the Mirana while she was leaving.
No. She has enchanted arrow. Quiver.
Yeah.
The range on that,
range on
man.
Yeah.
Because she was near the racks. Like I was like wondering where the hell the Mirana died from.
Her range is pretty insane. They jump onto the TA here for a second. We see a stump
Yeah,
as
is
well.
dead for sure here. Oh, the call is going to be there onto the Void Spirit, but is there going to be any retaliation in the Omni Slash? He's still being held on to. He's silenced up and stunned up as well. He's still not going to be able to get it off, and he's back now. Will get the Omni Slash off onto the Ursa, and the A not ideal, and he will get taken down. That is the Juggernaut going down. Meanwhile, there's a buyback on the Oracle. The Earth Spirit rolls in onto the center. Center manages to get the stomp off, and the Earth Spirit will pay for it with his life for missing that roll. And meanwhile, Oracle is a dieback. Jesus Christ, that damage from the Ursa, and Ursa falling on low. He does not have cheese, and he will pay for it with his life. The arrow flies out. Is not even needed.
Oh, and
3
Paradox.
heroes dead on the side of SÖlan, and
Yeah.
meanwhile the call is going to be there onto the Mirana, and the Cyblades almost took him down, but Hockey will clean up that kill onto the Mirana, and that is going to be a double kill for Bora now. Paradox is left all alone.
Yeah, but Paradox, I mean, those are all buybacks, and Paradox is looking for another kill onto the Void Spirit here. Might even go. He did so much. He almost 2-hit the Void Spirit in that fight while the
Yeah.
Ursa was going on the backline. And it's crazy how much damage the TA does with this enchanted quiver here. Centaur might be in a bit of trouble here. He does go
my
onto
God,
the
even
TA,
this-
but there's a hasted TA here, so TA is gonna be fine for now.
And the use is going to be there. The Ether Remnant to follow up as well. He's going to get stunned up again. This Hoof Stomp is coming off cooldown in another 1 second. He's going to get silenced up by the Earth Spirit and the Centaur. Ooh.
He's
Wow,
gonna
that
fall.
damage, man.
And now there's
And now-
1 second left for his astral step, so he's okay.
He's going to be in trouble. There is a silence coming out.
He's okay. Oh, the enchanted quiver! Oh, the crit! It wasn't enough! He crit on it as well. He has it again. He has it again. He has it again. He just needs to have vision on him, and then he'll get the hit off. He has the trap off. Trap does not.
Oh, he had another astral step, and the team might give up on the chase. No,
doesn't give up.
Still chasing.
Still chasing. Gets hit by the Aether Remnant. Gonna look up. We see the dissimulate being used as well.
No, baited.
No, they find him. They find him. The call. They find him. They find him.
Oh no.
That was a dieback now. It's just gonna follow him. Yeah. Oh.
Actually, he didn't die to that hit, but the TA, actually follows the hit.
The resonant pulse gives him enough damage block, but Paradox.
Meanwhile, the Juggernaut is in trouble. The Ursa is all in his face. And Omni Slash.
No, that's not Omni Slash. That's just a Scepter. But Juggernaut is still in trouble here.
Slash.
And Ursa can't really see him. Moonlight Shadow, but Moonlight Shadow is gonna wear off very soon. And there we go. The Earth Shock into the right click onto Mitsuki, and he does fall.
Meanwhile, Ara got one hit by the TA yet again.
I mean, that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen.
I did not realize the Enchanted Quiver was so strong on the TA until I just saw it.
Yeah, and there's a buyback from the Juggernaut here. There's no Void Spirit though, and they're gonna be able to take this Rax. I think we see Centaur jumping in.
Oh, two-man stun. The call is going to be there to follow up. The Omni Slash is going to be there as well. But the TA is so tanky. So is the X with the BKB. No one goes down. And the Juggernaut Omni Slash wasn't even there at that point. Like, did zero damage, I feel like.
Yeah, they don't do anything right now. They don't do anything. Satanic on the TA as well. So tanky. It's
over.
Yeah, it's pretty much over here for SÖlan Esports here. They're the GG called out by the Mirana, and that is gonna be the first game, Sashiko.
Yeah, first game, Sara Kollo coming out in force, picking their usual heroes, going with their comfort picks and just outdrafting. I feel like they did mention outdraft SÖlan Esports. It's because SÖlan Esports played well. I feel like they didn't have a draft to actually deal with what Sara Kollo had, but other than that, with the draft that they had, I think they did play well. I think it was just an outmatch of drafts there.
Yeah, I think it was mostly just an outdraft and wasn't too fun for, I'm guessing, SÖlan Esports to play that. I think that they kind of the Ursa lane was pretty good. I feel like the Centaur and the Mirana played pretty well around it, but
yeah.
I feel like this TA matchup was too one-sided. Way too one-sided.
Yeah, I think just because of the fact that all the cores were farming on either team, other than the Void Spirit, right? So you have that massive discrepancy between one of the cores with the core on the side of Sara Kollo. So you have Paradox who is extremely farm, and then you have the Void Spirit who barely has farm. Yeah. But he did manage to come back. He did quite okay. He did manage to put it around.
I think it was just mostly the engagements and how they took the engagements. I feel like it's just that the Oracle. I mean, they kept picking the AA off in the fights, but they never got the TA off enough. They never really got. They killed her like once, I think, that game, not more than that.
Yeah, once. Yes.
Yeah. So then that was a big thorn in their side, and I don't think they could have done too much there other than that. Yeah, so then that's gonna be it for us for now. We'll be coming back to you guys with game 2 very shortly, so please stay tuned for the next game.
Yeah, stay tuned. Let's have some fun.
Excuse me. Hari පටන් ගමු.
Okay, 2020 ලෝකේ හොඳම ලැප්ටොප් මොඩල් එක හැටියට සම්මාන ගත්තේ මොකක්ද?
Simple නේ.
වැරදි. පොඩ්ඩක් ලේසි කරන්නද? බ්‍රෑන්ඩ් එක DELL. මොකක්ද මොඩල් එක?
මන්ටක් ගාලා සිගයකට දුවලා ඉන්නද?
ඒ මොකටද?
DELL ගැන අහනවා නම් ඉතින් සිග තමයිනේ.
ලෝකේ හොඳම DELL ලැප්ටොප් වසර දෙකක අසමසම වගකීමක් සහ අලවියෙන් පසු විශිෂ්ට සේවය සමග සිග වෙතින් ටික ගෙවන්න ගන්න.
ලැප්ටොප් නම් DELL නම් සිග.
Red Bull gives you wings. ඒක නම් දැන් රහසක් නෙවෙයි.
Green dreams, it seems are coming true for you, for you. Bright nights and lights following me. I see, the long, long way down. I got a secret, yeah, I've been reaching up to the sky. I got the power now. Quietly taking the power. I like it just fine. 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 I'm trading in the mountains and seas for the chaos and cold city breeze. And I'm trying to be something other than me. In my mind I am free. I got a secret, yeah,
Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the DELL Singer Online Showdown 2021, and of course, the title sponsors DELL Gaming and Singer Sri Lanka. The tournament is energized by Red Bull, and the peripheral partner is Logitech. So, if you are looking for good peripherals, you all can get something like this: the Logitech G502, one of the best mouse that I have ever used
Or
in my
the head,
life, I think.
or my headset. My headset's pretty good.
Or Abdul's headset, yeah, for sure. I think Logitech has been one of the leading gaming peripherals companies out there, and they actually do produce some of the best peripherals. Especially when it comes to the mice, right? I think a lot of FPS players, even Dota players, they always go for this. And the 502, right? Like that's one of the most popular mouse in the world, and I feel like for FPS also, I think it's probably the best that I have tried out.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty good, and this is organized by none other than Gamer.LK. Makes all of this happen, and
Oh yes.
the game is gonna start very soon. Both teams are ready. We'll get into the draft very soon. But before all of that, Sashika, it's a 1-0 lead in this best of 3 grand finals here. Do you think SÖlan has a chance to fight back after watching that game? I mean, you said you didn't see them play, but now that you've seen them play, what do you think?
I think they have a really good chance. I did not expect them. See, the thing about that first game was, I feel like they were just outdrafted heavily, right? But having said that, they actually had fight in them. Like the way that they played, I did not expect them to play as well as they did.
Yeah.
So I feel like if they get a decent draft, they have a really good chance of taking down Sara Kollo.
Yeah, I felt like the draft was very weak last game. Just
Yeah.
going into that mid game, they didn't really have enough to deal with Sara Kollo's TA, and as well as their Ursa pick actually. The center just doesn't do enough against the Ursa late into the game. Center wants to be that tanky front line that sustains throughout the fight, but this Ursa just hits him like 3 times, and now he's a threat to dying. Just because of
Yeah.
this Fury swipes, and yeah. Hopefully they'll get a better draft coming into this second game here in this best of 3 grand finals on the online Esports Showdown 2021.
Yeah.
And
And the problem is going up against a team like Sara Kollo, especially with Paradox being in the mid lane, right? Because most of the bans were focused on 24. They
Mhm.
cannot do that to any of the mid heroes just because of the massive hero pool that Paradox has. He's not a one trick wonder where he has a few heroes that he plays mid, then wins the lane. So I think what they're thinking was right, where they banned out 24 zeros rather than Paradox's heroes, but they needed to be able to counter pick or at least give an even lane to that mid lane than giving Paradox just the upper hand.
yeah,
He's already a really strong mid lane, and you give him a winning advantage, he just demolishes the lane, right?
yeah,
And we just saw it happen.
yeah, and we saw him carry his team to victory here, and now we're just waiting on the coin toss for both the teams to choose their pick. And
Sara Kollo lost the
Sara-
coin toss again, by
Yeah,
the way.
they lost it again. Unfortunate for them.
There's a lot of chat going on about it being a baited coin.
Yeah. Yeah,
But,
sometimes you're unlucky, Sometimes you're unlucky. Sometimes you don't in both the games you don't get the first or second pick option. But
But
yeah,
isn't it the other way around for you? Don't you always win the toss, or do you always lose the toss?
I won the toss when we played together, but after we stopped playing together, I started losing the toss.
Always.
Yeah. And anyway, the draft has started, so we will be heading into the draft now. It's going to be the second game of the best of 3.
So again, we do have first pick on the side of SÖlan Esports. Will they again pick up the center? Because I think the center was good. I mean, he played really well. He got off some really insane stomps, and they handled that lane really well as well, considering the fact that they were running into an Ursa lane. I think they played really well. They broke even in that lane,
Mhm.
and I feel like they can still do it, right? I think center is just too strong of a hero to ignore, and especially since Bora plays it so well, I feel like they can actually pick it up again. But they are on out. How are they going to play around what Sara Kollo is bringing to the table is going to be the question.
Yeah, and we see the Winter Wyvern being banned again by SÖlan. I think the Puck is gonna be next, maybe.
I think those two
Yeah.
respect bans, right?
Yeah, even when I played against them, those are my 2 bans as well. I just didn't want to give them.
Either Wyvern or Oracle. Wyvern Oracle needs to go in the
Yeah,
first phase.
needs to go
You
out.
cannot
And-
give that to hockey.
Yeah, and I think the Oracle pick was sort of like a block pick by SÖlan
Yeah.
last game as well. So there a lot of respect for hockey's two heroes, Wyvern and Oracle.
No, Hockey is a really good player, but he is known for those two. We spoke about one-trick wonders. Like you give Hockey, Oracle, or Wyvern, he will carry his team. He doesn't need to be a coach. He will carry the team. That's how good he is on those two heroes. I mean,
He plays it
it's
really
great.
well. And now we see a center actually being banned and a puck pickup. So we see the block pick puck coming out from SÖlan Esports. I think they do like the hero as well. I think it's very strong. Nice first pick as well. So they're gonna go ahead with this puck and ban the center, take the center out because they don't want to probably pick up the Ursa on the second pick after picking up a puck. So the center has been banned.
Yeah, and Puck is a flex pick, right? You cannot confine him to just the mid lane or off
Yeah.
lane. You can run him as mid, off lane, or even a position 4. There was a time that Puck was one of the strongest position 4s.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of ways that the Puck can be played.
Yeah, we see this AA and Tiny being picked up. AA just being that annoying hero that reduces all regen, which is one of the big things I think in this patch, where you just get a lot of regen. You have this ring of regen, you have the hoods, you have just the innate regen on heroes like Centaur, and healing wards, etc., etc. And this AA just counters so much of it. It's such a value pick.
Yeah, and they now with this combination, it's a good combination, right? Tiny A, like you are able to burst down almost any hero on the map across the
Yeah.
board. As soon as the Tiny gets a bit of farm and picks up a dagger, they're going to be able to burst down heroes. It's good setup for the AI Blast as well.
Yeah, and we see the Clockwork picked up by SÖlan here. Clockwork just a nice position for to play around, can easily trade against an AA in the lane as well. So it's just he can contest the pulls from the AA, and all round very good position for this patch, being picked up a lot by professional teams in Dream League.
Yeah, I mean, who was it? Saska from OG, right?
Yeah.
Who played an absolutely insane Clockwork, I think a couple of days back, or I think a week back, rather.
I mean,
really
yesterday
strong,
GH played such a good Clockwork as well yesterday.
Oh yeah, true.
So there's that. I mean, Clockwork has just been one of the stars on position for this patch, and let's see if it continues to be in this game. We see Lifestealer being banned out. A nice ban here. Don't want to get a Lifestealer against AA Tiny. The guy shreds through both of them.
Yep, and you want to be, you want the enemy team to have cores that they can deal with, right?
Yeah.
And this is not a Lifestealer is not a hero that the Tiny A can burst down at any point. And again, we see the bans, Centaur being banned out, Timbersaw being banned out. We might even see the Mars get taken out again, or even who was it? There was another offlane of the day. Timbersaw, Mars, and someone else.
Slaughter, I think, was it?
Slaughter, yeah.
Yeah.
I think they might leave the Slaughter out this time. I don't think it is as big of a threat. Yes, 24 is really good on the hero, but I don't think it does enough in the sense.
I think
you need farm.
Slaughter just depends on who you're playing against. Mostly, it's not more. It's less
Yeah.
about the hero and more about what you're playing against. It's a good counter
Playing
for
against.
heroes like Tiny. It's a good counter because Tiny gets that armor from his grow, and Slaughter just completely removes all of that armor. So it's a decent pickup if they want to go with it. But we see the Juggernaut being banned here by SÖlan. Don't want to give them the mid game with the healing ward that they can't really deal with because they don't have an AA. So getting that mid game Juggernaut out, that's push towers, because right now they don't really have much tower push on Sara Kollo, and removing cores that have a decent tower push is pretty good for them.
And the Ricky being taken out by Sarah. I think this is the first time in a patch that Ricky has actually been a thing since
In a long time. In a long time.
Yeah, since I started Dota, I don't think Ricky has ever been a meta pick for tournaments, right? And
I guess
this is
so.
probably the
I guess so. It hasn't really been a meta pick.
But now it's actually a thing. You get
Yeah.
Battle Fury on Ricky, you just outfarm everyone on the bloody map. You get Diffuser BF, and he's
I
extremely
mean,
strong.
these days it hasn't been as popular, but it was pretty popular a few months ago. It was really popular.
Still one of the pub star heroes, though. for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, for sure. And we see Ursa being banned on Sara Kollo. Another hero that Tiny doesn't want to deal with because of that enrage. Can't really burst him down that easily.
So I feel like this Tiny is going to be Paradox's hero. They want him to be able to do a lot in this game, and I think that's one of the other reasons that they're taking out a lot. Sand King, another one of 24 heroes, really strong in the patch. I mean, you will always see a Sand King in a game, I feel like.
Yeah,
And even the Tide Hunter, both being very strong meta picks right now.
yeah. I like both picks here on either side. I think both of them provides much needed team fight, damage, and disable for both teams.
Yeah.
I don't think one counters the other or anything like that, but they're just both decent, good offlane picks for now. I feel like this AA is going to have a tough time dealing with the Tidehunter in the lane. can't really do too much against the Clockwork Tidehunter lane. It's gonna be a little bit hard for AA to deal with, depending on what carry they pick up on Sara Kollo. But
Who are they looking at? Medusa is out, by the way. Medusa has not been banned. It is available if Sara Kollo wants to pick it up.
and there we go.
And yes, I feel like that was the only core that they can go to where
They can pick it
where the
blind.
core won't go
Yeah,
blind and
yeah.
won't get absolutely shut on in the lane by the Tidehunter Clockwork.
Yeah.
Because the A, like you said, A is not going to
But
do
the
anything.
thing is, Sashika, there is TB, and if anyone saw the Nigma game where ILTW went TB against Medusa and got Diffuser Blade and just destroyed the Medusa, I mean,
Yeah.
it could be a good TB game here. I mean, there's a Tiny. They have to worry about Tiny. They have to worry about AA.
A as well. Yeah.
But this TB against Medusa is very nice. They might just not pick the TB just because of the Tiny, though. Just because of that burst damage. TB might not be a pick here, but let's see what they decide to go. I mean, there are a few cores they could pick. So they have
PL
they
is
have a
around.
option. PL against Dusa is not that good. That was Slark. Yeah,
Slark. I haven't actually seen Slark in some time.
I'm not very happy with this Slark pick though.
Yeah. I think the draft was okay until the Slark appeared. I
Yeah.
think the draft was
they
pretty
have
even.
they have
until the-
Epi, they have Epi, they have Ancient Apparition, they
and
have
yeah,
Avatar,
A is the biggest thing, right?
they have Avalanche, they have so much to deal with this Slark, and I don't like it.
I feel like I love playing Slark, right? I don't want to be running into an A or a who is it? The Bloodseeker, right? You don't want to be running into those two heroes because it stops your movement, it stops you healing, and the biggest thing about the Slark is him being able to go in and out of the
Yeah,
fight,
and
just regen completely.
and also like once you press R, you want to not die, but Epicenter doesn't do that. It just kills you even if you ulti. So I
And-
mean, AOE is very good against Slark in general.
And we're looking at the last two bans coming out from both teams. SÖlan Esports, they banned the left track. I feel like they're looking at the PL right now. They banned the left track.
It looks like
Sara
a
Kollo
PL
took out
pick,
the
but then Sara Kollo, that was an insta ban on Sara Kollo, so maybe they didn't think about PL just yet. But PL, I don't think they care about PL too much, honestly. They have so much AOE for PL, and why
Yeah,
would they
true,
why
true.
why would they pick PL here? I don't think PL is a good. They have the Slark, right?
Why would they ban the left track though?
They banned the left track because maybe that's it. That's a super good laner though. You can put the
True,
Tiny on
true.
4, Sand King 3, and you can have a mid hero. So it doesn't have to be a Tiny mid, right?
Yeah, and Lesh is quite decent against the Tidehunter as well. Physical damage just gets absolutely negated by Anchor Smash. The Lesh track is able to just beat the Tidehunter down just by running around him basically.
And Leshak is
what are
just,
we
I
look-
think, a good hero in general this patch as well. Viper. Okay. Vipers.
Viper gets it.
Viper, I guess it wins the lane against Tiny, so they banned it out.
Yeah,
Not
that's the who does Viper lose to in a lane?
Tiny.
Like,
Oh,
no,
you
no,
mean-
like who does Viper
Viper
lose to?
I think Viper loses to Lina, right?
Yeah, Lina probably. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's yeah, Lina for sure. Lina for sure. But that hero is disgusting. Any hero with Venom in this game should be removed, man. Venomancer, Viper, Bristleback, take it out.
Bristleback?
The Goo.
The Goo is not
annoying,
Venom.
man.
It's not Venom.
Yeah, why is still annoying? Like, see, the thing is, yeah, okay, Viper, Venomancer. The problem with this hero is not that they're like overpowered or anything. They're just really annoying to deal with. You don't want them in your game. Like, take it out.
Oh, a Mars pickup. It's a mid Mars here. Might be a mid Mars. Wait, this is a kind of interesting draft coming from SÖlan. We don't know what this puck is doing here. Or Tide.
I was actually confused.
It
Puck
could,
might
it could be a 5
five?
Tide. It could be a 5 Tide also. I've
Yeah,
seen 5
5 Tide
Tides.
is-
Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah. I think they might have got Sara Kollo stuck as well. I think they also now thinking because they have until now they have actually had all the reserve time, right? They've been
Yeah.
insta picking and insta banning the entire time, and now they are also a bit foxed right now what to do with this mass pickup from SÖlan.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. It might be a Tide 5 puck mid Mars offlane, or it could be a Tide off Mars mid puck 5, I think. One of those two.
I like Tide mid.
Not Tide mid, Mars mid. Mars mid, Tide off, puck 5.
Why not the Tide mid? I like the Tide mid against the Tiny.
Tiny? No, I think Mars. I don't. Maybe.
It's not bad. Yeah, it's
Okay,
not bad.
sure, yeah. It's alright. It's not amazing.
Okay, yeah, I don't know, man. Like Mars really, like
Okay,
got
I
missed
mean,
out as
I
well.
mean, okay. It's a little bit of a questionable draft. They still don't. I feel like Slark has to pop if they want to kill Medusa this game. Slark
He needs a really good
he
game.
needs to pop because they don't have damage so far. Like the damage is Essence Shift and Puck. You know, that's it.
They're running into the same problem, I feel like, in the previous draft as well, right? Because they needed a Juggernaut to just absolutely destroy that game, and the Jugger did not have a game in that previous game, and I feel like Slark is going to be running into the same thing. So it is going to be a wait, is it
Offlane
mid-pop, right?
Mars, offlane Mars, offlane
Yeah,
Mars,
offlane
mid Puck,
Mars.
five tied. It's Ara
Five
tied.
tied.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a mid-quap with Sagemeister on the tiny.
It's a classic matchup at least. Puck versus Quap.
Yep.
It's pretty cool.
No, this is where like it's a classic matchup in the sense it's entertaining to watch always. It's like Puck. Who do you have? Who are these matchups? Right? You have Puck Queen of Pain or Puck Storm.
Yeah.
What other classic mid matchup?
Viper Shadowfiend.
Viper Shadowfiend. Yeah. OD. Who was OD laning against those days? Never mind. Anyhow, I'm drawing a blank here, but like you said, classic matchup for sure. Puck versus Quap. Who do you think will win the matchup though?
Mersa.
Who is your money on?
I think it's Quap for sure.
Yeah, same here. I think it's just too much. Again, one of his heroes, right? Like, I feel like every hero that
I don't think it's not really one of his heroes per se. He plays it a lot, but I think like his TA is like a lot more well refined than his Quap, in my opinion.
for sure. I think when he plays heroes like Quap, he needs Hockey behind him to tell him not to jump at times, because it's like putting a leash on a dog, right? Because the problem with Mirzab is all this has actually reduced significantly over the years. So this is when back in I don't know,
just
2000
walking to the high ground here, we see the Hockey just
Yeah,
uses a chilling touch and just pushes him back a little bit.
would have been a hard kill to get just with the Sandkey, but if the Tiny was around, for sure, would have been very scary.
It was a little scary, but he did have his orb, so he shouldn't be fine. Probably drop all of his regen, but
Mirzab used to be the one, he sees a hero, he just sees a red flag and he's the bull running into that every time, and it was Hockey with a leash on him the entire time. Satan had the same problem, if you can remember him, fountain diving every time, every chance that he gets. But they have been much more refined over the years. They have, I don't see Heishan especially diving fountains anymore.
yeah, he doesn't dive anything anymore. He's very,
anything.
yeah.
Very disciplined.
After that one game.
Out of that one game. Never ever
Never
dive
again.
fountain
Never again.
again.
Yeah.
And Mirzab also, I think he has improved so much as a player. I mean, he was already strong so many years back, and now he's just that much stronger.
Yeah.
I feel like.
I think a lot to watch this game is just this mid lane and the Slark lane. Those two lanes are probably the lanes to watch right now. And with this block, it seems like Mirzab is gonna get his level 2 faster, and it's gonna be hard for this Puck to contest the wave very easily.
I mean, ooh, gets the deny off on the range creep.
You might wish to retract your last move.
Oh, nice voice line.
See, you asked me why I have
bot lane, we have Sand King getting low, almost dying here. A lot of damage coming out from Mitsuki with that essence shift level 1, but oh, and in the top lane, Medusa actually falls. Wow.
That would have. That was just the Clockwork running in with battery assault.
No, I think the spear was also used on the Mars, but yeah,
Okay.
spear, battery assault, and she was dead. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
she was just a little bit pushed out a little bit too far.
Something about the Slark is like if you are offlane heroes, you don't fight him at level 1.
Yeah.
Is like to fight him at level 1, the Slark to fight the Slark is just giving him so much in the lane, just because he's able to last it a lot easier, and you really can't trade off, right? You need a couple of skills, say Anchor Smash, plus maybe a tiny stun or something, and they didn't really have the skills. Meanwhile, the Tide is just keeping everyone away from this Slark, trying to give him a really good lane, and this Slark actually needs a really good game.
I
Because
mean, he's missing a few last hits, but he's okay, I guess. He missed a few last hits under the tower.
yes, happens to the best of us.
Happens. But those are crucial last hits in a lane like this, where you have to be ahead here.
This mid lane seems to be fun. The amount of voice lines being traded between the two players, I feel like they're denying each other's creeps a lot.
Yeah. We see two denies on either player, and I think it's very even so far. And this bot lane, Sand King gets gone on again. A toss into the creeps here. Sagemeister
Might actually go down. One more hit,
Sagemeister. I'm a little bit confused with that toss. He tossed the Sand King back into the creep. That's a tip from Chalpan.
Here you go. Go die, my friend. I don't like you anymore. Oh no. It was scary for a moment. He got the
Yeah.
impulse just to get away at that point.
Yeah. I mean, a little bit close, but I guess they're gonna be okay. The wave is pushing into them as well, so by the time they get the wave in, he might have regen and he should be fine. He has two tangos as well. We see the toss onto the Slark. You see Slark. He's looking to go on someone, but oh, the stun was a bit too early.
Premature.
Bit
Yeah.
too early.
That's another thing about the Slark, right? You see the Dark Pack, you see it popping, and you think like the debuff is gone, but it
Oh.
actually.
Sand King getting chased down by this Tide. Sand King is very unhappy in this lane so far.
Tidehunter is a raid boss right now. I think it just comes down to the Slark trading off so well in that first two waves.
Yeah.
And with that, they have been back foot in terms of region and the lane itself, I think.
Meanwhile, mid lane is still very even. I don't think there's any.
And in between the two.
Yeah. Very even.
I didn't expect this lane to be.
AA might be in trouble here. AA might be in trouble here. Clock is a little bit faster than this AA, and Clock might be in trouble. I mean, AA might be in trouble.
Yeah, Hockey gets run down.
Oh, nice
Manages to
cold
get the-
feed. Very nice cold feed.
Cold feet is there. The stun is going to be there as well. He gets stunned up, but there is not going to be a kill.
Yeah.
And wait, did the puck pick that up? No. Okay, Bora got the kill. Would have been good if the puck picked it up for sure.
Mhm.
Just gives that lead against that mid co-op. Meanwhile, stagnant game. I feel like yes, they did get a few kills on the side of SÖlan Esports, but other than that, nothing much to say right now. Medusa is farming. The Slark is also kind of free farming. Key factor is the Medusa did go down once, and the fact that Bora is having a much better lane than the Sand King. And Sand King is very unhappy. Sand King might actually go down again. He pops the stick charge, and he's able to. This Slark and Tide is playing this lane extremely well.
Yeah.
Just they're not letting them come forward, right? Tidehunter's being so tanky. He's just an absolute red boss, keeping the Tiny and the Sand King both away.
Yeah. They can't really.
24 is not happy.
They can't really right click the Tide too, right? Like, what
Yeah.
what is Tide doesn't care. He's gonna right click you back. And he doesn't. He does a lot more damage than you. Meanwhile, mid lane, see Paradox.
Meanwhile,
Oh,
Paradox is actually thinking about it.
he doesn't have blink yet. He
does.
uses blink, so
Oh, he might actually go for. I thought he might actually dive that. Mirza being very disciplined because he had the Sonic Wave and the puck used the phase shift in front of his face.
yeah. But yeah, I think it's still a hard kill.
Yeah. And puck picked up the Dream Coil as well. He was holding on to the skill point, but he did pick it up at that moment. And still, Tiny managed to get a pull off. Slark is not happy about this because almost the entire creep we've got denied there. Wow.
I mean, it's something. Something needed to happen that was good for this Sand King. If he wanted to do anything in this game. So very crucial pull from Tiny here to give Sand King a little bit more in this lane here.
And take away from the Slark. Slark just missed a full creep wave worth of last hits.
Yeah. I mean, he's sad about it, but he's still okay. He's still happy.
Yeah, he's having a decent game, but the problem is
Bot lane,
what happens in the
mid lane, we see the DD picked up on the puck with the coil onto the quap as well, but with,
He does
nice
that-
fake!
No.
Nice
No.
fake.
This is the thing about playing this matchup, right? Like, it's all a mind game. Like, do I face shift? I mean, Slark is actually going to go down. If the toss is going to be the Slark gets taken down. And meanwhile, on the top lane, the Medusa goes down as well.
down. Yeah, they just leave this
What's
Medusa alone for a second and she just goes down when the A is not there.
Yeah, I think you get just run down by the Clockwork, who has picked up his tranquil boots as well. So I think SÖlan Esports is having a really good game for the time being. But again, like I said, I'm very worried for this Slark when it comes to team fights.
Yeah, but we see Sand King gets a really nice stack here. He gets I think it was a double or a triple stack here with the creep
It
wave.
wasn't triple.
Yeah, triple stack with the creep wave, and he's almost back. Oh, but Slark
Oh,
might have to go
Slark.
here.
He is holding on to the pounds for the time being. I mean, he cannot get the kill off just because the Tiny is holding on to stick charges. Sandkin does have the impel, so he's not going to be able to run them down without the Tide Hunter at least.
Yeah, he needs that gush. He needs that gush, and then he'll probably get the kill.
But this is where the Medusa comes back. He has a massive stack that he's farming with the help of Queen of Pain as well.
Yeah.
That was a triple stack on either camp or a double stack on either camp, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
It-
it's good.
Much
it's good.
needed after going down twice.
Yeah, and if you take a look at the net worth here, we see the Queen of Pain leading, and the Mars and the Slark second behind. It looks like the Slark and the Medusa have actually very similar farm after that kill onto the Slark. So it's pretty decent for the side of Sara Kollo with this Medusa pickup. It's not that bad. Top lane, they're
Yeah,
chasing down the AA. They have the Mars ult as
Yeah.
well. He's getting stunned up by the Avalanche. Tosses there onto the Clockwork as well. Hockey looks like he's going to survive for a little bit longer. And they're both going to get back. Quap joins in the fight and kills off the Clockwork. Clockwork is going to fall.
I mean, they committed like 3 heroes for that. Because at least the Cop didn't waste a TP because he was walking there. Meanwhile, Shauban will go on to the Tide Under. Tide Under gets impelled up. The Medusa is there, but where is
pretty
the
squish.
damage?
He's pretty squish. He's not, it's not level 1 anymore. You know, he's pretty squishy at this point.
It did take quite a bit of damage there, but I don't think the Medusa was the hero to have. I think if the Cop was around that area, that Tide Under would have gone down for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure. Yeah. It's okay. They just
Meanwhile,
want to.
Slark was left alone and has managed to catch up in terms of farm. He's still very even. I think Queen of Pain is the only one who is ahead in terms of farm, and everyone else is having an even lane. Meanwhile, top lane, the Tiny gets taken down, and now Hockey might get gone on here as well, taking quite a bit of damage. Oh, dodges, but he will in the end.
Quap
He's
jumps
gone for
in,
Queen of Pain, jumps in, gets the kill on to Bora, and will get the kill on to the Clockwork as well. Double kill for for Mirz up there with that Queen of Pain coming in. Cop is having a good game.
Yeah, Quap's happy. Quap's really happy with her game. She's getting kills. She's rotating. She's doing what she needs to do. She's using her ult off cooldown. So all the things she needs to do, she's checking off her list. Meanwhile, Puck having a little bit more of a rough game. Quite behind in terms of farm. Wants to go for that Witchblade as her first item. So it's gonna be quite a while till she gets it. So just like the Quap, she's gonna keep rotating with her Dream Coil and keep trying to make plays. But I think the very important point here is that if they can get a kill onto the Quap with the Puck coil, that's gonna be a deciding factor in this mid game.
They're pegging Mitsuki right now. A still does not have level 6, but if the A does get level 6, this Slark is going to die.
Yeah,
Every time he gets gone on.
But it's 10 minutes and Clockwork is gonna get that tome. He's gonna hit that level 6 and it's gonna be harder for SK to hide. They have to play really well. Quap has to play very scared as well, not showing in too many lanes, because a hook shot into a coil will be the end of Paradox for sure.
That is for sure, and I feel like this is a much more even game than last time. SÖlan Esports playing extremely well. They did play their lanes really well last time as well, but they have a better draft to play around with. And meanwhile, Sagemeister gets taken down by Mitsuki in the bottom lane. Very much needed agility stacks or the permanent agility. That's the first one of hopefully many, because he's going to need
Oh, we see a coil mid lane onto the Sand King here. Sand King was trying to TP out, but the coil stops him from doing that. And
He does have an impel, but the hook shot is going to stop him.
Yeah, and it's gonna get a nice kill onto the position force. So the Tiny, as well as the Sand King going down, is gonna probably result in a lot of damage onto this T1 tower mid. You see Slark rotating in
And
as
DP
well.
is back in again. Slark is coming in. The A blast is going to fly out.
Oh!
No, Slark, like I said, there is no way that a Slark survives a combo from A and any other
Tiny,
hero.
yeah. It's just way too much. Even though this Tiny is position 4, he's still level 7, so he does a huge amount of burst damage. And with this AA, he easily kills off a Slark.
This is the problem with the Slark. Slark cannot afford to die this early. He needs that farm desperately, and he needs those permanent agility as well. So it's a decision, that he has to make whether he wants to go in for a fight, get that permanent agility that is required, or just sit back and farm as well. Because technically he cannot outfarm the Medusa just free farming.
Yeah.
Because Medusa just tends to just outfarm after a while. With a split shot, he's able to take multiple camps at
Meanwhile,
same
we
time.
see Sara Kollo does not want to give up their pressure that they're using here, and they want to use the combo again onto the Clockwork this time, onto the bot lane, kills off the Clockwork. Mars is still in the tree, so he's still alive. He might look to re-engage here with the Puck if Puck decides to go bottom. She has picked up an Invis rune, but no TP on Puck. So Mars might not
Walk all the
do
way.
it. Yeah, Mars also doesn't have a TP, so he's in a little bit of a weird spot.
He's actually walking bottom now. We do have Tide and Ravage. We have, but this tower is going to go down before that, I think. We do have the arena. We have Ravage. We have the Puck coming in as well. Tiny gets spotted out. He is taking the avalanche damage. The toss is going to be there. The Queen of Pain is going to be there with the the Sonic Wave and the Ravage is going to get popped as well. And now the Puck goes on to the Queen of Pain with that Dream Call, will clean him up, and now Sage Mice is going to be in trouble. And this was the fight that they were looking for, and I think with the TP they would have been able to save. But meanwhile, Blast flies out, the Clockwork will get taken down. There's more coming in. The Sand King taking quite a bit of damage. Tiny, meanwhile, will go down. Shauban trying to cast Epicenter, but will get silenced up immediately by the Puck, and the Puck falling down low. Needs to be careful. There is another chilling
Blink
blast. The Puck is
stun!
taking damage, and the Impel!
Oh, nice play coming out from the Sand King there. He backs off as if he was trying to get back, but then he had Blink off cooldown in 2 seconds. Blinks and stuns the Puck, finishing the Puck off.
Still, SÖlan needs. Was it SÖlan favor? No, actually,
I think
it was even actually. Even trade, right?
pretty even trade.
But the main thing is, I think it's SÖlan favor just because they managed to kill the co-op.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of SÖlan favored, but I think in all, it was kind of even. I think it was kind of even SÖlan. I mean, as you said, SÖlan favored a little bit, but not too much, because the co-op is gonna get back and he's gonna start farming already. Meanwhile, the Puck was dead for a few more seconds, so co-op did catch up a little bit more. So there's that, and yeah, co-op's cooldowns are coming off soon as well, so they do want to play around that. Puck already has coil though, so if they can kill the co-op again during this time when she doesn't have Sonic Wave, it could be.
I think that's what they're looking for. The Clockwork is rotating in from the side here. He does have his hook shot off cooldown. Looking for the rune. Manages to pick up a DD. Queen of Pain. Thinking about it. Would have been a really bad idea.
Yeah, the Puck, if the Puck was a little bit closer, Queen of Pain would have died for sure. Especially with the DD Clockwork.
See, if it was the Mirza 5 years ago, he would have jumped in there. I was expecting him to jump in. But in the meantime, we do have the first pause of the grand finals.
Of the series! That's crazy!
First pause ever.
Okay.
I did not see it happening
Yeah.
this late in the day, at
Yeah.
least.
And there's a immediate G. So everyone's fine now. We see Shauban might be in a bit of trouble. See the hookshot. Oh! Blink out from the Sand King. Nice awareness coming from Shauban there, knowing that he has to get out as fast as possible.
In the meantime, Clockwork getting close to that hood. Going to be that much tanky. He needs to be, because he's the one initiating. He is the one going in and taking the brunt of the damage, and need to be able to tank that Queen of Pain. So he will probably convert this into a pipe to help his team out as well. Meanwhile, a smoke on the side of Sara Kollo looking for a pick off here. They are looking for the Tide. They did see him. Queen of Pain does have his Orchid up this time around.
But you don't want to
Still
Orchid
not
the Tide Hunter. He's just going to remember
Yeah.
it. So they don't want to really jump on the Tide. They want to still go here. They're trying to look at Roshan. They're trying to look at a way that they can go into the high ground here without being too obvious about it. But they might decide to go back. Shauban's also not really going forward really, and the smoke does... Oh, we
Return
see-
smoke?
Wait, what? Okay, I think Satan misclicked his stone gaze there. And
If the enemies
SÖlan
see-
immediately want to punish this. Immediate smoke. And
They were actually smoked before that, and now they're even more confident.
Okay.
The smoke gets broken. Lovely arena by the Mars, catching out the co-op and the A. But now the turnaround, the Ravage is going to be there. Onto 3 heroes as well. Clockwork hooks into the Queen of Pain, and the A both inside. But no one is going to be there to follow up. And in the meantime, they lose 3 heroes there. The immediate Orchid from the Queen of Pain saves her life, actually.
Yeah, for sure. That Orchid was very crucial. And the Tide Hunter Ravage, it kind of negated with that Orchid kind of negated the Tidehunter's Ravage because nobody could really do anything. And obviously the Slark wasn't there, and they were ready with 5 basically.
Yeah. Because I think they also realized that the enemy team might have seen the misclick
Yeah.
on the Stone Gaze,
Yeah.
and I think they were prepared for it.
Yeah, and meanwhile Slark might be in a bit of trouble here. Orchid is rotating, but Paradox does show after that. Slark is still
He
showing.
has picked
though.
up his diffuser.
Yeah, but
This Slark is not happy though. He is not happy.
Tiny might find the Slark here. Use the toss combo onto the Slark. Slark is very low. I think the A blast is coming.
No,
Yes,
still
it's
has it.
coming.
Was
It's
it out?
coming. He uses it. It's on the way. It's going. It's coming. It's coming. But it's not. It's not going to be enough, even if it hits.
Not going to be enough. Yeah, he has healed up by that time.
Yeah. I mean, if he was ready with it, then maybe.
Yeah.
But oh, Medusa might be in a bit of trouble here. They're looking to hunt her down. They saw her. Slark is ready. He smells her. Looking in the waters. Had the diffuser ready.
Diffuser blade going to go on him. The Stone Gaze is going to be used. Loses all her mana.
Oh,
and
the coil.
the coil is going to be there. Tiny joins the fight as well. He does that. Oh, hook shot by the Clockwork there. Catches out both heroes, and the Medusa as well as the Tiny will get taken down immediately. And they will try to convert this into a tier 1 tower, but they cannot do that because they do not have the creep.
They don't need it.
They,
They no backdoor. That's gonna take it.
are they?
Yeah.
I only see the mark. Slark is hitting it now.
Yeah. They're gonna take it for sure. No backdoor.
Stand
Gonna
King.
easily take this.
Sand King has blinked there now. Meanwhile, Queen of Pain jumps in with the Orchid onto the Clockwork. Clockwork will get taken down here. The A blast flies out. The Clockwork falling down low. He still survives. But in the meantime, the Queen of Pain gets gone on by the Slark. Very much needed kill. Queen of Pain goes down. Meanwhile, Slark still fighting. He does not have the A blast on him, and he does not have Shadow Dance. He needs to be careful. Needs to heal back up. Tight down to join the fight. He's going to go on Shauban. Shauban will get taken down as well. SÖlan Esports is on a roll there. Mirzab making such a blunder, just jumping in, not realizing that there were more than 1 or 2 heroes there. And it just gets immediately bursted down.
Yeah, immediately punished on that Quap hero. Not really realizing how much damage SÖlan Esports has at this point in time.
The thing about the Quap is you can't blink in that aggro without some sort of survivability, maybe like a Yules or a BKB for that matter. I think if he had Yules, he could have done that play, but without the Yules jumping in like that is extremely scary. It's a massive risk that you're taking. So with that, they will clean out that mid-tier 1 tower, which has been standing for 18
Mars might be in
minutes.
trouble here. Impale is there onto the Mars. Mars uses Arena, but he is gonna fall here to the Quap ulti. Nice
Oh
pick
my
up.
god, the pop-out actually hit Mitsuki as well as Ara in the backline.
Oh.
That's a 3-man Sonic Wave, but there was no follow-up. I mean, the
They
Impel
didn't,
was on
I don't even think he knew he hit more than one person.
Yeah,
I mean, all he
Okay.
needed was the Mars, and they got the Mars, which is very good. They want to keep using this Quap ball to get big kills on cores like that.
Yeah. And it's not that big of a cooldown. It's coming back off cooldown in like a minute and a half, and
It's
he's
pretty
going to be
big.
able to go.
It's pretty big. Like compared to all the heroes these days that go mid, you see their ultimates are like so low. Like even the Pucks, 80-second
True.
cooldown. It's like much lower than this Quap's ultimate. I think that's why we haven't seen Quap more than the others heroes mid. Just because it takes longer to initiate. I mean, to prepare ganks with her ultimate being off cooldown for so long. But I mean, let's see if they make it work on Sara Kollo.
Yeah, because I think the patches are such that it's more of a run at you kind of patch that we are having. And Pop
It's
cannot
like
do
a
that.
lot of
Pop has to
it's a
be-
lot of skirmishes. You want to skirmish,
Yeah.
get a kill, get your give more space for your carry to farm, and then it's sort of like a skirmish and a 4 protect 1 mix of both.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Medusa has been silent for some time now. She did get taken down bottom lane. She has gone for a Sanjin Yasha and a Dragon Lance. Not standard for Medusa in this patch, I feel like. But he needs that HP and tank ability to survive during these fights.
Usually you want to get Scepter though, rather
Yeah,
than this Dragon Lance. But
Sanjin Yasha.
Dragon Lance maybe because he wants more range. He wants to be able to fight on the back skirts. Doesn't really make too much sense because I feel like the Clockwork is gonna hookshot in. The fight is gonna be brought to them most of the time.
Dragon Lance is actually to go for a Hurricane Pike against a Slark, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I mean,
he has actually
sure.
queued it up.
I mean,
Meanwhile, Slark
sure.
actually goes on the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain managed to get the Orchid off and the... Oh my god, this Slark.
Gets bursted. Yeah, I can't do much against Slark. Even if he ultied there, what happens? You know, nothing. He just still dies because of the AoE damage, right?
I don't know what he was thinking. I don't think he can kill the cop at all alone. He's not that strong. I mean, if he had a dash, maybe. Because he does not gain enough stats or does not do enough damage during that, what do you call it, pounce duration to kill off a cop. Cop is always going to be able to blink out even at the last second. So unless he was just looking for temporary stats, which it doesn't make sense, I don't think he should have gone there.
I actually don't like this this pickup on Deuce at all. This Windlace pick. I mean, this Hurricane Pike pickup. They're gonna go on her
Meanwhile,
now.
Deuce actually gets gone on. The Stone Gaze is going to get popped. The Ravage is going to be there as well onto the Medusa. Medusa standing her ground, fighting. Meanwhile, in the backline, we do have the A Blast missing onto the Clockwork. Oh, double impale by the Sand King there onto 2 hero, but the Slark now joins the fight. The Sand King falling down low. The use is going to be there. Meanwhile, double kill onto Shauban. Shauban still surviving. Meanwhile, gets pushed back by the spear. Mitsuki is in a little bit of trouble. He's going to be able to shut her down. This Medusa is so strong right now because no one has been focusing her during the fight. Meanwhile, the Puck manages to jaunt her way out of that, and Slark turns around with the Yeah, she was just going to use Dark Pact and going to be getting a little bit of stats and just moving away now.
Yeah, and they get the
It was
double stack
skirmish.
of Ancients as well. So all in all, good for Sara Kollo here. See, just like that's exactly why I didn't like Dragonlance, because they're always going to be in the Medusa's face. So this range that it provides you doesn't really help too much. And if she had Aghanim Scepter there, that fight would have been so much easier instead of this Hurricane Pike.
Yeah, that is for sure. I mean, the
Like,
other thing about it is, right,
Because
you get away from
you're not running away from Slug. You're like ulting and fighting him, right?
Yeah, and the other thing is, like, you're obviously gonna get Mars ulted or arena'd every time.
Yeah, or
And-
hook shot or something, or they're gonna fight near you. So you don't really need that extra range, and I feel like the Aghanim Scepter just costs.
Meanwhile, Tidehunter runs into the Tiny, will take down the Tidehunter. Meanwhile, the A Blast flies out as well. The Tiny falling down low will get taken down. The epicenter is going to be there. Slark is pretty strong for the time. BKB popped on Mirzab here. Mirzab falling down low. He does stand and fight. Mitsuki wrecking through Mirzab there. He almost dies there, but in the backline, meanwhile, the puck gets taken down by the combination of Medusa and the Sand King. And the Cop will be A-OK. This is a really good fight for Sara Kollo, just running away with the game right now.
Yeah, the Medusa just had literally 10 seconds to just right-click everyone, and they couldn't really get away from her. And she was just right-clicking them because they were stuck in the cogs. And then, I mean, it was such a good game. It was such a good fight for Medusa there. And Medusa picked up the ultimate orb, going for that Skadi. When once she picks up the Skadi, it's gonna be so hard for this puck to play.
I think the only way that SÖlan Esports fights is you'll have to ignore the Medusa, especially because she hasn't picked up the eggs also, right? So you don't need to go on her immediately. Maybe bait out her ultimate, try to reset and fight again, or you need to.
That's
jump on
probably the
backline
way.
and
That's probably the way. Just to reset the fight after the Stone Gaze might be the way that they can take this fight, especially because Slark does like long fights. He likes it when he can get those essence shift stacks high and maybe kill off all the supports, get like a really high essence shift stack, and then go on the Medusa. Might be the way they take these fights.
Slark has queued up his BKB. He really does need it. There's no way this Slark fights during this team fights without a BKB. Just so much of AoE damage, Sandking Epicenter, Sonic Wave, A Blast. You need that BKB for sure. And I don't really like the fact that he went Sanjin Yasha. Used to be a massive fan of the Sanjin Yasha on the Slark, but maybe not for this game. Gives decent status resistance, but
I think the status resistance pretty good against the Impale as well as the Stone Gaze that would have come if he went Scepter.
yeah.
It looks decent actually against Stone Gaze and the Aghanim Scepter from Medusa, but since she didn't go Aghanim Scepter, it feels a little bit weaker.
Don't you think a diffuser BKB might have been a better option at this point?
Yeah, maybe, but I think they thought they could deal with the Medusa all this time with the Sanjin Yasha. That's why he went for it. But clearly they underestimated the AoE that's coming out on this Slark. That's why even with the pick, even after seeing the Sand King and the Queen of Pain, I think no, Sand King and the AA, they picked up this Slark. So I think they're underestimating how weak he is against these heroes.
Even if they didn't see the Sand King, Tiny A itself could bring down this Slark.
Yeah, no, Tiny A. Okay, you can argue that. Okay, you can
Yeah,
avoid.
not later on, but early game, they would be able to burst him down.
Yeah,
almost
no.
every
Maybe
time.
he thinks you can avoid the Tiny if he plays well, which is true. You can because it's a 4-position Tiny. But with the Sand King and coming into the mix, it's a lot harder in team fights.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we do have a smoke gang coming out from Sara Kollo looking for a pick off here. Clockwork is also around the area trying to break the smoke. Oh wait, actually it's not Sara Kollo who has smoked. It's actually lovely two-man arena there. They will clean out the A, putting a lot of pressure on the D. BKB popped on Bora here. The Queen of Pain will be able to get away. Might be a BKB wasted here, but they might actually catch out the Medusa. Medusa taking a bit of damage, does not have the stone gears up, and they are trying to go on him. Slark gets stunned up during Shadow Dance. He is fighting up against the Tiny, taking a lot of damage. Will get taken down. Spear is going to be there on the Medusa, keeping the Medusa control. But the Queen of Pain on the high ground is going to lay into the Slark. Slark will get taken down. Meanwhile, Bora will get run down here as well. That is 3 heroes going down. They are looking for the Clockwork as well, and the Clockwork will fall in turn as well. That is going to be 4 heroes going down on the side of SÖlan Esports. Just, I feel like it's over now.
Yeah.
Just because
Again,
they don't have a position
yeah,
1 who is
yeah.
strong.
Yeah, and that even with this Hurricane Pike, she's still so strong. Even though it's not as good as I said it was. Maybe Scepter would have been better even in that fight. But even with Hurricane Pike, she's just so strong. They can't kill her. She's just such a tank. She has so much mana, so much HP with this Skadi and the Sanjanyasha. And I mean, the Hurricane Pike gives a lot of stats as well. So she's just so tanky, and they're not able to take her down even if they go on her with 4 people.
Impel going to be dodged by the Puck, but no, the Sand King with the use does have another Impel coming off cooldown. The Puck, will he be able to get away here?
No,
With
the blink is there, yeah.
Meanwhile, Aladdin's sword picked up on the Medusa now.
Yeah. As long as Puck didn't turn her hero to blink, she was fine there.
Yeah.
And we see
Things
Elven
are-
Tunic. Oh, Elven Tunic on Dusa is pretty good.
Yep. So Paladin's sword probably a quickening charm.
Yeah, that's a good co-op item as well. Even Sand
Yep,
King.
yep.
Oh, Mindbreaker.
co-op-
Mindbreaker
That's
might
a
be.
better item.
That might
He
be.
actually gives it away.
Yeah, you don't need Mindbreaker on Dusa. You want the Elven Tunic. You get evasion.
Not Dusa, I thought maybe on the co-op.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, I don't think co-op has any specifically good items here. Maybe the quickening charm, if anything. But yeah.
So one thing though, I do not like this mass early BKB. Yeah, he survives during the fight, but what else is he doing? Like arenas, BKB
agreed.
is like it's not doing a lot. And meanwhile, Tide Hunter manages to get the blink off, but Sand King gets tossed into the Tide Hunter. Tide Hunter falling down low. The avalanche is going to be there, and that's going to be an easy pick off.
Yeah, I mean, easy pickup, but a lot of misspells.
Happens.
We see a lot of TP stops.
Mine-
Stark is gonna try and TP out here. Nice impale from Xiaoban. Just guessing where he'd be and getting that stun
no.
off onto him. Now Slark is in a lot of trouble here. Does not have ultimate as well. Tries to leap out. Is trying to run even more. But the impale from Sand King again with Paradox's right click finishes him off. And Slark not having a good game after that early game.
Again, I feel like SÖlan Esports had a good draft without this luck. They have any other hero.
I mean, but he did have a good early game. If you look back, it was a good early game from the start. And
But even with the laning stage, right? We knew that he like once we spoke about his laning stage. What does he do after? Like even if he had farm, right? If he's not like Slark is a hero who needs kills early. He needs that permanent agility and needs to be running around the map killing people.
we
And he
see
cannot do
Tide
that in this
Hunter
game.
going down once again. He just spawned, guys. Stop bullying the Tide Hunter.
Reminds me of a mind control Titan.
Stop bullying the Tide
Feels
Hunter.
bad.
Feels bad. And there we go. Aegis gonna be picked up on the Medusa. Medusa's
no.
gonna just stand and hit. That's basically her
There's
job.
no way that they're killing Medusa ever
Yeah.
until that Aegis runs out.
Yeah. And Medusa, still not going for Scepter, going for that Butterfly, which I think is a very good item now. I think Butterfly at this moment in the game is very strong just because the Slark can't deal with it, the Puck, nobody can really deal with the Butterfly Medusa right now.
Nobody can deal with the Medusa right now, period, without an item.
Yeah. They do get a good kill onto the Sand King, but is it gonna be enough though? See the Clockwork getting a good cogs here to try and get
Meanwhile,
back.
Mars manages to get the spear off on the Queen of Pain in the back line.
Yeah, but Cop should be fine here. clock as well. Gets out, gets a nice kill, and gets out. Sand King, maybe playing a bit too greedy. Almost has his BKB on Sand King. A little bit left.
Together, slay together, slay together, slay together.
And
They should have been using that during the axe. Oh wait, no, it was Showdown playing axe. Never mind.
yeah.
Meanwhile, Medusa is just going to stand and hit towers.
Yeah, that's
Doesn't
her
have
job. That's her job.
Is a mana shield on? It doesn't show.
It's not. It's not.
Then why does she have the modifier tooltip on top of her head?
Uh,
I don't know. It is because of the damage per mana that you have. Okay, never mind.
Okay. Oh, see, tight-handed blinking Ravage onto the Quap. Quap's gonna be in a lot of trouble here. Gets perma-stunned into a death. A nice pick-off coming in from SÖlan Esports to set up for this T2 tower top. They're gonna get this 2 very nice play around the map. They're dodging the Aegis while getting these pick-offs onto cores. Very, very well played by them.
Very much needed as well. They need to do something to get this game back. And Slug getting permanent agility there again. Very much needed, even if it's very late in the day. Has managed to pick up 4 permanent agility sets the time being.
I mean, that play just stops the Aegis push by a lot as well. So
Yeah.
it helps the
Almost all the
even
lanes
more.
are pushed out also.
Yeah.
I think Slug got BKB with it. Yes.
Yes.
He did pick up his BKB now.
See,
Slows down the
Mars,
clock.
yeah, Mars looking to go AC as well. Not sure how much AC is gonna help. I think it's okay, but I would have loved to see a Halberd. I think Halberd on Dusa is pretty nice, just to try and negate her damage until they deal with the rest of their team. Just to like keep kiting the Medusa for longer. We see
A
a
is
hook
getting
shot.
run down by the Tyrant and the Clockwork. A manages to force stuff herself out of there. And
Yeah.
Sand King actually cancelled his epicenter, which he was going to use as soon as he saw the Clockwork hooking in.
Yeah, I mean they tried. They're trying to get kills around the map. They're trying to delay this Aegis push. We see Slard going top. Tries to look for the Tiny, but Tiny does manage to get away in time.
But all in all, seems to be a bit on the draggy side right about now. Yes, Sara Kollo is quite a bit ahead. I mean, 14,000 net worth is a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot, but
I mean,
SÖlan
they can. I feel like they can go now if they really want to on Sara Kollo. Yeah, we see them all taping bottom. We see this initiation onto the Clockwork. Clockwork is gonna fall here, just to an impale and a few spells used from Paradox as well. And this Medusa used her TP but cancelled it. So now she's in a little bit of trouble here. Puck going in, tries to get the coil off on the Medusa. Medusa uses ultimate. They get the Yules off to try and kite the Medusa for longer. There's a coil as well. So Medusa is just going to force stuff and try to get out even faster. We see the Tiny coming in to help. Medusa just
still holding on to the arena, and Medusa losing all her mana. Now the Shadow Dance is going to get blocked. Does not get hit by the Wave Blast. Medusa taking so much of damage. But the epicenter impels onto the Slug. Slug still alive. The Sonic Wave is going to be there. The BKB is going to be blocked. Medusa is still getting hit by the Slug. She does not care. Slug is not doing anything at all.
Yeah.
Satan with the tip immediately.
Yeah, that butterfly
Slug
just
did
changes
not-
the game. Yeah.
He did not hit a single hero other than the Medusa during that entire fight.
Yeah.
And the Medusa dropped down to what, half HP?
Yeah. Dude, Elven Tunic plus Butterfly is crazy. I mean, he didn't have Elven Tunic, he had the Paladin Sword, but the evasion when you don't have MKB is just crazy. And Slug is, I mean, he has to go MKB now, but is it too late?
I think the game itself for SÖlan is pretty late now. Medusa is just too fat. Is going in for that Deadless as well. She's going to be outputting so much of damage. And if the Slug cannot kill the Medusa, or even proper Aegis for that matter, hitting her during the entire duration of a fight, right? I don't think they're going to be doing anything. Even if he picks up MKB now, he's still not going to be doing enough to bring down this Medusa.
Yeah. Even though they caught the Medusa on the other side of the map, they couldn't even bring down her Aegis when she was alone.
I think they are looking pretty dire for the Radiant team.
Yeah. You could say that.
Meanwhile, the mid tier 3 gets taken down, the Rax will go down. as well. And how are they going? Fine,
initiation.
Arena is going to be there on 2 heroes. The right under Ravage will follow up as well. But where is the damage? There is no damage output. Everyone's alive. Meanwhile, Yusuf is going to be used. Slark is going to go on to the Medusa yet again. Stop hitting the Medusa. You're not doing anything. Go on to the supports. Medusa managed to get the stone gaze off onto the Slark, but Slark managed to dark pact it off, and he's going to go on the Medusa still.
Oh, Park is
Meanwhile,
in
Mask is
trouble.
taken out in the back line, and the soul
Park
in the park.
dies. Park dies to the Orchid there. Very sad for him. And Clock dies one by one. They're just falling now. We see the Slark doesn't have
Slark will
ultimate.
go down here as well.
Yeah, he's gonna die. See the
I think it's
buyback?
all over.
It might be. They might try to hold a little bit more. We see this epicenter is still there on the side of Sara Kollo, so they're not gonna stop here. Even though the Medusa is low on mana. See the Mars has ultimate in a little bit. We see the
Phantom Spear back onto the tower. The Clockwork with the hookshot as well as the Cog is going to be there, but the epicenter to follow up with that Impel trying to go on to the Clockwork. Clockwork falling down low. Might get the return kill on Shauban, but Shauban managed to get the use off and is going to be able to walk away. In the meantime, Bora gets taken down in the backline by Mirza on her Queen of Pain, and that is Tear Force falling down. And that is game, boys.
yeah, looks like it's gonna be game, and it looks like Sara Kollo is gonna take this series here, Sashika.
Series as well as the entire tournament. DELL Showdown Online. DELL Online Showdown 2021 DOTA2 champions.
Yeah, they
is
are the
going to be
champions.
Sara Kollo, proving that they are the best in the country, holding on to the number 1 position. Yes, they did fall SÖlan in the upper bracket finals, but they come back extremely strong. It feels like there was nothing that SÖlan Esports could have done. I think they needed a better draft. They needed a better carry pool, I think. Definitely Jagger wasn't the pick last game, and Slark wasn't the pick this game.
Yeah,
I feel like
I feel like the draft was very impactful in the result of these games, and I think that if they did have a good draft, it looked like they played really well. It seems like their executions were really good. They knew how to punish Paradox's plays in the mid game sometimes, and I felt like they put up a good fight against the top team in the country.
Yeah, for sure. And for an up-and-coming team, which has been, I think, SÖlan Esports, a name I have heard a lot, but these 5 players coming together and being able to play at this level against Sara Kollo, I think that is giving us a hint to what we might see in the future from this team.
Yeah, and there you have it, guys. On this screen, we have the champion, Sara Kollo. We have Paradox, Seeker, 24, Hockey, Sagemeister, and 666, who are your champions, as Sashika said, for the DELL Gaming Singer Online Esports Showdown 2021. Energized by Red Bull, and the peripheral partner is Logitech. And this whole thing is organized by none other than Gamer.LK.
Yes, guys. So thanks for joining in for the grand finals of Dota 2, and do stay tuned in for the showdown that is happening, because it is not just Dota 2. We have so many other titles taking place as well. So do stay tuned in to Gamer.LK Facebook page to get live updates on what is going on in the esports scene in Sri Lanka. And with that, it is going to be me, Tara, and Nightblade signing off. Catch you guys next time.
Yeah, see
Bye,
you guys. Bye.
එක්ස්කියුස් මී හරි හරි පටන් ගමු.
ඕකේ 2020 ලෝකෙ හොඳම ලැප්ටොප් මොඩල් එක හැටියට සම්මාන ගත්තේ මොකක්ද?
සිම්පල් නේ.
වැරදි. පොඩි හොඳම DELL ලැප්ටොප් වසර 2ක අසමසම වගකීමක් සහ අලවියෙන් පසු විශිෂ්ට සේවය සමග සිග වෙතින් ටික ටික ගෙවන්න ගන්න.
ලැප්ටොප් නම් ඩෙල් නම් සිග.
Red Bull gives you wings. ඒක නම් දැන් රහසක් නෙවෙයි.